What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. Day number 3 of the Pro League North American Qualifiers. 5 more games, Necro. And then after that, the top 8 move to PMPL.
Yeah, man, huge opportunity for teams, of course. And we saw, things are getting quite close, man, even on the other half of the board. As I mentioned, till 12th spot, it's going to be really contestable. A 7th and 8th spot, they're really vulnerable right now. And for them to actually go ahead and secure that 7th and 8th spot, the teams that are in there, they will have to have a really good or overall, a consistent day today.
Exactly. And it all starts with what maps are we playing here? The format. Let's pull it up here. Last day. Let's check it out. 16 teams, just in case you are tuning in. 3 days. Today, day number 3. 5 more games to go. We had
Yep.
16 teams competing, trying their best, giving it their all, trying to make these dreams come true. And it all comes down to today. Now, the objective, we're going to talk about it a lot here today, Necro. The objective, top 8. Doesn't matter if you're
Top
first,
8.
doesn't matter if you're 8th. That's the goal here. That's where you want to be.
And at this point, it's going to be really hard for me to say top 8 is really easy because for the teams that are all the way in the bottom 4, it's pretty much next to impossible. With that being said, let's take a look at the points real quick as well. And pretty much the points distribution is as same as we've been seeing throughout the year. But yeah, overall, the overall rankings I am taking a look at that, and in 7th and 8th place we have Pro Era on 8th, and then Ogilvy on 7th, and then HTV is right above them. But still, HQA, even it seemed like later on, somewhere down the line, the consistency felt kind of like it was slipping away.
Yeah, talking about the teams here, I love how you brought them up because these are the teams that we have been following along with here so far. You got Vamp, you got Thirdeye, the Hitlist, Chosen, TacoLovers, one of our personal favorite squads here today that we're going to be looking forward to see what they can do, what they can accomplish. A lot of teams, really. Day 2, I felt like they definitely took advantage of it and really tried to play that catch up. And talking about catch up, let's check out this schedule, Necro.
Oh man, take a look at the schedule. Of course, we're going to kick things off with Erangel. The second map, as always, going to be on Sanhok. If you guys are following, pretty much the same schedule from the past 2 days. And yeah, again, today has to be the day of consistency, especially top 3 as well. You see Lotus Esports closing their lead pretty close to the Chosen. Lotus has 132 points on the overall rankings, and the Chosen all the way on the top with 146, not really that far behind. If the Chosen do want to stay on the top place, again, they will have to be really consistent today, including Lotus. Without wasting any time, let's take a look at the overall rankings just for everyone to have a clear picture of what exactly is going on.
Number one. Number one. And I don't believe that they have been knocked out of that number 1 spot yet. Yesterday, Lotus, I think there was about one game where Lotus were maybe 5 points from knocking them out, but then the Chosen just after that continuing to just get these consistent placement and elim points in order to just widen that gap even further. But going all the way down, Pro Era, yesterday was a huge day. We talk about teams really taking full advantage of day number 2. Pro Era was definitely one of those teams here, Necro.
Yeah, indeed. Pro Era has to be one of those teams. And 8th and 7th place. Pro Era, of course, as you mentioned, yesterday's day was really good for Pro Era, but still, just having one good day doesn't mean that you're at least going to be able to secure that 8th spot in your hands, right? Today as well, you'll have to perform really consistent because yesterday we saw a couple of teams, slipping and sliding as well. But F7, if you talk about some of the best days out there, F7 has to be one of those teams that just absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, F7 were smashing it. I think HTV smashing it. Ogilvy. A lot of these teams really towards the bottom of that top 8 were not here yesterday. Yesterday we started the day with the Chosen, Lotus, and Vamp kind of being in that top 3 spot consistently every single time we checked out the overall. Then towards the end of the day, especially towards game number 5, we finally got to see Ogilvy, Pro Era kind of blossom here and capitalize and take this spot for themselves. But like you talked about, they're not out of the woods yet, right? Like today, they need to make sure to maintain these steady points and maintain their 7th and 8th place. And actually, talking about maintaining, we got 77 and 74. let's check out that next page. Let's see exactly how close ninth, 10th, and 11th are.
Oh man, look at that. Not really that far behind, Dave. Pretty close. Things looking close. As I mentioned, till 12th, even TacoLovers are going to be having a fair bit of chance to actually make the comeback happen. Scratch that, maybe 13 as well. But again, pop-off games are needed for them to make the comeback happen. And LeveLx, yesterday, I would say a decent outing, but still not as good as we expected for them to perform. LeveLx have another chance, another 5 games in hand, and they will need to try and make something happen here.
Yeah, I'm just doing some quick math here. So what we said, like 70 was 77 points for that eighth place, and I'm looking at 15th place. That's going to be 45. That's like 32 points. So uh doable, maybe. I'm going to say maybe for now, but they need to get it done in games 1 and 2, right? If they don't get something done, and I'm talking about K19, I'm talking about 100 troubles. If they don't get something done in games 1 or 2, as far as maybe top three, get those 10 points for placement points, I don't know. Then definitely, towards the later half of the day, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy, especially with teams
Yeah,
who are going to be at the top leaderboards who are 1000% comfortable, right? Like they don't need to stress at all. So that can
yeah.
always change up some factors here in the lobby.
Oh, indeed, that's definitely going to change up a lot of factors. But a team that are all in the bottom four as well. I'm expecting them to go at least for a small sport after the first 2 games, because after the first 2 games, if they're not really able to get themselves that great of an outing, at that point, you might as well just try and just try and understand that there's no way out of this. You're probably not going to be able to make it in top 8, and you might as well just try and have a little bit more fun in the lobby and just try and spoil someone's game. I mean, whoever they don't like, maybe whoever they have personal rivalry against, just go ahead and try to, just try to spoil their game, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about yesterday here is that some of these pro players, they got a history, they got a backstory to them. And some of these teams, they actually had the same players compete on the same teams in the past, but now they find themselves competing against each other. So they might actually have like a good understanding on some of the inside team strategies, tactics, and mentality. So that might also come into play, which I always find interesting. But talking about those top teams, I want to kind of dive a little deeper here and give you some numbers for some top players here with day 1 and day 2. All right, Necro. I'm looking at
Hmm.
Lotus Esports, Salt, 28 elim points, 3,700 total damage done. Right
Hmm.
behind them in second place is going to be Fan from The Chosen with 26 elims, but 4,400 damage done. Like, thousand. Like, that's a ton. That's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, that's indeed a lot of damage done as well. But yeah, overall, I mean, I would say Lotus and the Chosen has been one of those teams that has been kind of like back and forth, but still, Lotus is just waiting for the Chosen to kind of like have another slip up game, and this is where Lotus would want themselves to kind of like just elevate their performance in that initial game if they're able to do so, and that means Lotus will be on #1. But again, it's kind of like at this point. I do understand they're just trying to go for first place, second place, third place, but still, I mean, it's just kind of like to get the respect up. It's just kind of like just play for the overall, have fun, and also get a little bit more respect and fame with that. But really feel like the contestable slots there has to be seventh and eighth, maybe sixth as well, is a little bit in danger. And as I mentioned, those 6, 7, and 8 spot today, consistency is the name of the game.
Yeah, seventh place, Ogilvy. So we'll be paying attention to them here. Eighth place, you got Pro Era that we saw in the overall just a moment ago. And then ninth place, we got the Hitlist. And then right underneath them, the GameChangers. So day
Mhm.
one, the GameChangers started really quiet, really slow, playing from the edge. One of these teams that were constantly in that blue towards that mid game and then kind of just rolling up towards that late game, but always losing 1 or 2 in the process. That was not the story yesterday for the GameChangers. I can recall yesterday's games. We were always popping in with the GameChangers, especially early game, and they were getting into some nice fights here, getting some nice early game elim points, and I think that really helped boost them up this leaderboard to put them in a nice
Mm.
prime position to maybe qualify here today.
Oh man, early game and limp points. Yeah, we did see a couple of teams try to step it up as well in the end. We saw Katalysts just kicking things off on a good note on the first map, and then later on, it just seemed like Katalysts were not able to keep the consistency factor going. And for them, F7, of course, having a really great day yesterday. Vamp somewhere down line, I would say meh of a day. Wanted Vamp to perform a little bit more better, but still, it's kind of like okay-ish game. But now you have Hitlist coming in, and GameChangers and LeveLx. These three teams, I feel like they are one of the most promising teams over there, and they clearly do deserve a slot in the top eight. But still, the problem is only top eight move. So
Who
yeah,
who was
I
that?
at
I'm
least
sorry. Who was that?
uh,
So I can note
listen,
that down.
the hit list, game changers, and level X. All these teams. I mean,
Level X.
these three teams have been looking really promising, Dave. Especially level X. I don't know what exactly went wrong yesterday. Somewhere down the line, not really able to show themselves up. But today, again, 5 games. That's 5 opportunities for you guys to try and make a comeback happen.
LeveLx, that's a spicy one. Not gonna lie, Necro, that's a spicy one. So right now, LeveLx are in 11th position with 55 total points, and just look at their stats. They got 25 elim points with 30 placement points.
Yeah.
So they are kind of down there, but like we keep talking about, they are within reach, right, of possibly qualifying that 8th place, that 7th place spot. So okay, Necro, I like that pick. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
say that's like your wild card pick here today, if you don't mind. LeveLx, like that's that team. So with that in mind, I have to pick one myself that's not currently in top 8. I'm gonna say TacoLovers. I gotta stay with the TacoLovers, man. Just yesterday, I know we kind of critiqued them that they were
Mhm.
playing really separated in the
Mhm.
first half of
Mhm.
the day, but then the last 2 matches, they started playing together, and we actually saw them make a couple compound breaches, and they won those fights, dude. So like, if
Mhm.
they can continue to do that, TacoLovers might just make it here.
Oh, they might just make it. Yeah, taco lovers. But again, I just feel like the way they're playing, man, the presence of mind somewhere down the line is not really present. I mean, taco lovers, they're definitely a huge content over here in the PMPL qualifiers. Got to get props to that for sure. But still, somewhere down the line, the presence of mind not really there. And yeah, in the starting games, they did seem really separated out. Later on, they started realizing that maybe we should start playing grouped up. That's what they started to do. But again, as I mentioned, for the teams that are on the latter half of the board, scouting has to be the main priority before. If you really want to have if you really want to have a control of compound, make sure you guys are scouting it out properly with those scopes. Then make sure you guys are sending a buggy in forward, just trying to scout, just drive around for a little bit, see how things are looking like around the compound, and then only try and ram your vehicles directly in. I've seen so many teams do that where they just don't really scout it and they just straight up ram their vehicles in, and taco lovers has to be one of those teams that were doing it over and over again.
Yeah, not only them, we saw yesterday especially like a lot of just straight up just YOLO sending it into his vehicles to kind of open up the fight. And I want to say it worked maybe 50% of the time. And then the other 50% of the time, it was just fun to watch, but it didn't work out. I remember there was one play, I believe, with a player Nesquik who started the vehicle kind of ram play, overshot it by a little bit, went into the blue, and by the time they had the opportunity to maybe hit that U-turn and support their teammates, they were already taken out, right? So you really got to have your driving skills on point when it comes to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, 64 players in the lobby. So it looks like everybody really warmed up, really ready to go, and
Mm.
excited. So, a couple more moments, bear with us, and we'll get in with match number 1 of Erangel. But I want to take it back just a couple more steps, just to kind of continue to talk about TacoLovers a little bit more here. Um, just because I feel like today is their day, especially early on. And I'm saying that because it was, I think, the Miramar match yesterday that the TacoLovers, if you can recall, they got pushed on from the Chosen, and the Chosen's the number 1 team in the lobby. And the TacoLovers, I believe they were down to just a duo, if I can remember correctly, and they held their ground pretty well
Yeah, they
up
were.
until
Yeah,
the point where they got third partied.
third party. Yeah. No, that was absolutely incredible. Yeah, even I was shocked that they were actually able to win that fight against the Chosen. I did not expect that to happen. Chosen as well, somewhere down the line. I'm pretty sure after that kind of an engagement, they were really shooked. Taco Lovers, 2 players alive. They got kind of help with the third party, but I still feel like Taco Lovers had pretty much won that fight initially, but then later on, because the third party, they just got completely wiped. But overall, I feel like another team we really need to talk about has to be F7, a huge catapult just all the way on the third spot of the overall rankings. Started day on, I think so, like 14th place yesterday, and then pretty much in the end of the day, they were on like third place. So that in itself, it tells us that anything can happen. Maybe even Katalysts, man, if they just decide to pop off, absolutely just go crazy, they can probably as well just make it a top 8. Anything can happen, man. Things are looking really close.
And kind of what's so interesting about F7 too, right, is just look at their total numbers to kind of get a better picture on where they get most of their points from. A lot of their points come from placement points. They got 62 points from placement points and 36 from elims. And that's interesting because comparing them to Lotus in second, Lotus have 68 elim points, and then the Chosen with 79 elim points. So F7, they have been doing a really good job at surviving, right? Just surviving throughout that mid game. They would always get a compound. They would always lock it down, make sure to defend it, and then show up in that late game with the numbers, with the squad up and ready to go, alive. And it has really been helping them here so far.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, definitely things have been really helping him. But another team that is, oh man, the chances of fading away, 100 troubles. They're always able to get themselves in some like trouble situations. I don't know what exactly to like say. And their name pretty much defines them. They're 100 troubles. They just keep getting themselves in a lot of trouble. And somewhere down the line, there's just not really able to find a safe pathway out of that. And 100 troubles, they need to get stuff together, man. Today's the final day, a final chance, a final glimmer of hope for you guys to make it a top 8. But again, the glimmer of hope is looking really, it's an actual glimmer, because you'll have to have a really pop-off day today. If you're not going to have a pop-off day, then oh man, I don't know what to say. But overall, Dave, I feel like I want to see a team from the latter half, just absolutely one of the teams from our latter half just surprising us and be like, hey, you guys thought we're bad? No, we're just hiding our strategies these 2 days.
Yeah, and sometimes that actually does happen because these teams that are at the bottom, maybe the first 2 days they were really nervous, right? And those nerves definitely get the better half of these players, which is totally understandable. But then when it comes to that last day, where it's like, listen, team, what are we gonna do? Like, you kind of just think about it from this aspect where you're not really concerned with the leaderboards anymore because you mentioned a couple moments ago that it becomes a long shot, right?
Hmm.
Like it's just too much to worry about. And when they come into the matches and just play their normal play style, their normal game style, just relax and try to have some fun, we tend to see teams pop off when they change up that mindset, right? When they're just coming into these matches, having a good time and just playing together as a team. With no nerves, right? Because they're no more stress pretty much at that point because it might become such a long shot. So I'm really curious to see if some of these bottom teams like Thirdeye, for example, if they are going to come into these matches and just let it rip, man. Let it rip and talk about letting it rip. Game number 1, day number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it.
Oh man, here we go. The planned fly path starting from all the way north and ending all the way bottom south. If I'm not wrong, yep, Salvador is on left. So we're going to be starting from Severny and ending things on military base. So pretty much a nice plain flat path, I would say, to anywhere teams want to go. This shouldn't really be that difficult of a task to actually make it there, unless if anyone wants to go near Fair Peter and Primarchs, then they will have to extend quite a lot. But yeah, take a look at the planned flight path. I'm pretty sure a couple of teams are definitely going to be happy, especially Ogilvy. They like to go inside the military base, and they are going to drop there. But take a look at the planned flight path. What do you think so? What kind of circle are we going to see here?
Well, I know for a fact you always want to see those military circles. Like that's one
Oh,
thing
dude.
Necro wants every single game. So maybe we can finally get it down here, all the way down in the south, and really spice some things up here in game number 1. Looks like 100 Troubles going to be going to their tried and true drop spot up there, Stalber. It's been a very interesting experience to kind of watch them rotate using that very northern drop spot. Over there, you talked about Ogilvy a little bit. I'm going to have my eyes on these top teams, at least for now. The Chosen, Lotus, and F7. I'm really curious, what are they going to do here today? Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, the goal top 8. These teams are clearly in that top 8. So are they going to come to these matches and try to play spoiler?
Look at the circle too, man. Pretty much a standard circle, nothing really crazy happening. But I do want to see a Georgiable container finish. That would be really interesting, man. It's been a long time. I haven't seen one of those. And it'll be really interesting. 100 Troubles landing on Stalber. And then you have Ogilvy up. As I mentioned, they like to go towards the Sanhok military base. Ogilvy, one of those teams that is on 7th place. Ogilvy realizes the depth of the situation, and they do know that things are getting quite sensitive for them. And consistency has to be the main thing, what they really are going to opt out for.
Looking at Katalysts real quick here. Early game, they got a total of 20 elim points. As a squad, they're sitting at about 6k damage combined. So not too bad for them. Kind of looking around though, looking at these numbers here, damage dealt. So Lotus Esports with 13k damage dealt, and then the Chosen with 14k damage dealt as a complete team. So just kind of comparing those numbers here, Katalysts, they definitely have some catching up to do. And if I'm not mistaken, game 1 yesterday, Katalysts, I believe they were making a push, right? And I think it was on the Pro Era. And Pro Era were already there, but Pro Era didn't take advantage of it. So Katalysts were able to kind of retreat just in time, reposition, and they had a beautiful little shack. And it was able to, I think, allow them to get a chicken dinner. Did they get a chicken yesterday? Yes, they did. And I want to see that again here today from Katalysts. You know, like go for those positions towards that mid to late game, just survive and get these placement points. You know, it really helped them out big time yesterday.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, they started on a good note. First game was a chicken dinner for Katalyst. But again, after that, consistency factor completely missing. Things were really slipping by from their hand. They were not really able to replicate what they did in the first game. So Katalyst, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they still have a chance. Don't get me wrong. They still have a chance to make it a top 8. For them, it's going to be just a little difficult. On the other hand, Ogilvy and, as I said, the other teams that are right next to them, both of these teams, Pro Era, Ogilvy and Pro Era, things are going to be really looking dicey. There will be a lot of pressure on their heads, so I'm expecting some nerves from these two teams because they do know their spot is pretty much contestable. Anyone can easily take it, especially, as I mentioned, 11, 12 spot. It shouldn't really be that hard for these two. For the pretty much after the 8th spot, shouldn't really be that hard for those teams that are right underneath to get that spot overtaken. So Ogilvy and Pro Era, they're going to have a lot of pressure onto themselves. HTV is another one of those teams. I mean, yesterday I would say an okay day, not really that bad, okay?
And that's all you need, right? Just a not that bad day, especially if you are one of these teams already in that top 8. You're just looking to play these 5 games, get a couple points here, a couple points there, and not get taken out in one of those positions where you get 0 points, you know, the goose egg. Like, that's all you really need to do, I think, in my opinion. And I know I'm making it sound like it's a little easier said than done. Trust me, I know these players, they're going to be playing so sweaty today, trying to qualify for PMPL. But I think if you are one of these top 5, top 6 teams, HTV Esports, one of them, I think the goal is just not die early and just get a couple points and just maintain that top 8 position today.
Yeah, just get a couple of points. And yeah, exactly what I said, right? Just get a little bit of points every single game. And even if you're able to get like 10 points per game, that's quite a lot. You're still going to be climbing up the boards, still going to be climbing up the charts. But another thing that I'm really going to be eyeing out for Lotus trying to overtake the Chosen. Quite close, man, as you mentioned. Not a lot of points difference for them. Really close. K19 Esports moving closer in compound, getting themselves a buggy, and now pretty much trying to make it inside the zone. Again, early, the quicker you make the rotation, the better it's going to be for your team. And Thirdeye is one of those teams. Pretty much the chances are gone. Let's be honest.
Oh, they also need to be careful because it looks like they were trying to rotate right towards Katalysts, who are already holding down those 2 buildings. Yep, right here, just north of this river, north of Ruins. Very strong position. Nice vantage point on pretty much that north side and that bridge that I believe Thirdeye were looking to utilize to cross over. And you were talking about a shimmer of hope. I really think yesterday's first game where Katalysts walked away with a bunch of points, that was their shimmer of hope. And I think they can clutch it out here today because they're only 28 points behind 8th place. Like, that is definitely doable, especially with the caliber of players that is on that team and all that experience, you know. So we'll really see what happens here today with Katalysts and a majority of these teams. But popping over here, Thirdeye. Remember, they were about to run into Katalysts. They pulled back. Now it looks like K19 might be their first threat here of day number 3.
K19, yeah, quite next to Thirdeye. I mean, Skur's already out the game. We talked about 3-man curse this time for K19. Yesterday and day before yesterday, it was for HTV on the first game, but HTV having all 4 players alive in the first game, so of course they're going to be quite happy. It's like a change of the pace for them in the first game. K19, though, realizing there is a team in the front compounds, and I do like how they're able to scout it out as well, just driving around. And this is what I was exactly saying. K19 doing taking the tips and just trying to implement it in game. Now the scout has done his job. They do know that there's a team posted up in the Visitor Tower and also the compound in the front, so K19 will need to try and find a new compound, and Sosa might just have done it.
Boy, Sosa, big chilling out there. TacoLovers taking up this compound right here, right there on the edge of this first zone. HTV, that team that we were just talking about a couple moments ago, looks like they're going to be cruising by. And I also see on the minimap, GameChangers, they're going to be moving out of Yesnaya here very shortly. So there's going to be about 3 teams all clustered on top of each other here, looking for the same rotational pathways. So all these squads, they're going to really need to be on their P's and Q's, just keeping that intel flowing in those team comps so that they're not going to be caught off guard or surprised here early game.
HTV, yeah, still. I mean, we're seeing TacoLovers as well being really proactive. It's a 2-2 split from their side, 2 players in the front, 2 players in the back. But again, hopefully they're having a scout. Hopefully they're having a game plan as well. But we're seeing bodies hit the deck as well. It's 100 troubles, causing troubles for GameChangers, and Coldy already taken out. GameChangers is one of those teams that really need each and every single man alive. Look at Pro Era just being really proactive inside the zone, getting that big bar mountain control, and they're split. And they're split as well. It's a real good split coming through their side.
Yeah, next zone. Wow, what a shift out here to that west side. Really throwing a wrench in the plans of 100 Troubles, GameChangers, HTV. We can see them over there in Yesnaya. And also, we're going to have to keep tabs on down there in the south, Gatka. You know, there's about 3 to 4 different teams who might be utilizing that southern part. But over here, HTV, Quan trying to avoid these sight lines, trying to avoid their US tires getting popped. And it looks like they're able to just in time. I saw a seat swap at the very end right there. GameChangers, okay, gonna hunt them down possibly.
They are going for the hunt down without a doubt. GameChangers, yeah. HTV in the front, GameChangers just trying to make a off angle happen, especially Russell. But no, instead, they're just gonna go for the safest route possible. Just being the introverts in the lobby, they do not really want to be anywhere near anyone. They're just going for a really long and safe route. Makes a lot of sense. GameChangers have already taken a casualty on their name, so you do clearly see the paranoia set in.
The thing is, though, is that play might be a little predictable, right? Because HTV, they didn't see the bridge cross from the GameChangers. So you have to think, if you are HTV, like where else can the GameChangers actually go? And that's only north, pretty much, with their current trajectory. So HTV, they might actually continue to be proactive and try to zone camp GameChangers. So we'll keep up with that. Very curious to see how that works out for them.
There we go. A chance to dig on enemy hills, and Tiny Pig finds an opening. Sunny in the front. Sup, Pig, Tiny Pig. A good duo for sure. Tiny Pig also getting the confirmation, if I'm not wrong. No, scratch that. He finds another knockout. The hit list finally getting charged on. They're getting pounced on by HQA, looking to take the control of this compound. HQA kind of jealous of what exactly is going on, and I don't know what that man was doing on the stairs. Jaji seemed like he was AFK on the stairs right there. Iconic trying to hold this fort down, trying his best, has a lot of pressure, a lot of burden to deal with, and he will fall apart because the pressure is too much to handle. Glint trying his best to inflict some heavy amount of damage, but instead they're taking a lot of damage on themselves. Hit list pressure definitely building up now.
They're looking to take this fight, but who's that? Glint back against the wall. Last one alive right here. HQA, oh, they're on the hunt. Tiny Pig, Sup Pig, the whole squad picked back up on their feet. Glint trying to drive off into the sunset. Will Glint be able to survive here? Oh, Glint ended up getting taken out. That's going to be the hit list. That's going to set them back here big time because they were 9th place coming into this game. So that is not what they wanted to have happened here, as they were right behind 8th, you know? So we'll see what they can do in the next 4 matches.
Look at Vamp as well, just cracking some skulls open with the M24. Saw in the kill feed. LeveLx is one of those teams that really needs each and every single point inside these 5 games. And the separation, I personally don't really like it. They're trying their best to reunite with the teammates. You can see on the left side of the map, Carnage and Casper are trying to reunite with his teammates, but still, there's another team. It's Pro Era right on the left. So troubles are definitely knocking their door. And 100 troubles, they still need to make it inside the zone, so that's going to be a little bit of trouble they need to deal with.
This TacoLovers, man, I'm getting flashbacks from yesterday. They are all scattered. They are just setting it. They are just looking for a compound to call home. And yesterday, that did not work out for them at all. I'm hoping the little tacos can continue to survive here this game, as it looks like Yang was separated from their teammates. Going to be pulling into North George. Meanwhile, the other 3 tacos kind of getting stuck behind. Hopefully, they won't be called out and annihilated here early game.
Oh man, F7 K19 right next to each other. 2 enemies sharing pretty much just, I would say, sharing a compound. It's just so close. So F7 definitely going to have a little bit of paranoia as well. Same thing goes with the enemy team that's right in the front. Trey popping some people off, and it's LeveLx. As I said, the separation not really working out. Ultron falls down. LeveLx, man, that 2-2 separation this late in the game and a little bit too separated away. We're not even able to just provide backup to each other. And this is what the enemy team clearly took advantage of. LeveLx now down to a 3-man squad. Same thing goes with K19 and CG or GC. And HQA currently having the most Olymp points in their pockets. 3 Olymp points. Looking really good.
Not too bad. Not too bad. 5th place coming into this game, right? So definitely want to continue to maintain that. LeveLx, this was your team to look out for here today. Your wild card team. Looks like Pro Era did send 3 up in the front lines. This is going to be South George. Now, we also have Lotus in the mix, just a little east of LeveLx. So LeveLx, as of right now, definitely pinned down. Definitely fingers crossed right here, hoping that the next circle pretty much favors South George. And I think I see the minimap GameChangers also roll into the area. So there's about 4 different teams in South George.
4 different teams indeed. And look at that. GameChangers taking a lot of shots from Lotus. Lotus isn't one of those teams that you really want to go up against, the GameChangers. If you love your life. Chronic cooking up that nade. We have seen some precision coming through, but he doesn't exactly know where the enemy players. Oh, there, and Russell being a little suppressed by that nade. Gonna get the concussion through, but the nade from Chronic this time, it connects, and as I said, Chronic is the man to watch out from when it comes to the utilities. He's able to connect those nades. Even yesterday we saw a little example of that. Chronic now tries to find the man who's crawling back to safety. Zeus JR, the final man alive, just prone down to the bottom floor of the Wizard Tower. The last glimmer of hope for Game Changer. Actually, second last. Oh no, that's the last. Yep. Zeus JR still not spotted somehow. What? Chronic is still unaware of what exactly is going on. Zeus JR is just not even moving a muscle.
Back against the wall. Let's see. Oh, are they calling off the search here? Okay. Well, next zone did go up, and it did go right on top of the mountain, pretty much. So I definitely like that call from Lotus. They just can't afford to commit so much time to trying to get that one measly elim point, considering there's still 15 teams alive, right? So getting taken out in 15th will only be 0 placement points, and they're already going to have a real challenge just making it into the zone. So I do like the call for them to pull off right there.
Call for them to pull off and Vamp as well, showing themselves on the kill board. Ogilvy, one man taken out. Ogilvy, oh no, I don't like that. Vamp still with a 0 elim points, and Lotus as well now starting to show themselves up with 4 KP. So that's quite huge. Elim points definitely there. On the other hand, it's HQE. Somewhere down the line, Sunny got taken out, so that's going to be hurting them quite a lot in the longer run inside this game. And as you mentioned, 15 teams alive and 51 players in total. A lot of teams being handicapped, but still, if you talk about team numbers, that's not a lot of taking out the game. TacoLovers this time, one taco falls apart, and Benny will take out Faker.
Yep. I think we're down to just one more taco here, unfortunately, for the TacoLovers. My team to look out for here today to pop off and make that 8th place point, that 8th place spot here. Very challenging zone, though, to deal with. We got Vamp up there in the south of the mountain, pretty much holding it down. Ogilvy right beneath them. So the solo taco might actually catch some luck, might be able to kind of remain underneath the radar, because now Vamp, they are going to be tunnel vision concentrating on Ogilvy down there, as they did see that push. But Vamp, they also need to keep in their minds that they are on that southwest side of the Mount Everest, that the northeast side is going to be open, and we've seen in the past that teams, they love pushing up there. But talking about pushing up there, look at this, F7 on the shorelines out here.
Oh man, F7 on the shorelines. K19 are just the fishes. And F7 being the fisherman, looking to get these kills in their hands. These could be free 4 elim points. Pedro taken down quite low, and he's going to soon start to suffocate inside the water. Sosa finds himself a little bit of land, so he's trying to inflict as much damage as possible, but still, as I mentioned, just gets suffocated and has no other choice rather than to pop his head out. Sosa will also take a lot of damage from the wall of death, trying to lob in the smoke, and oh no, gets taken down quite low, and Sosa not really able to withstand the damage from the wall of death. Gets taken down from it. Play zone being really cruel, but as well, you got to respect the play zone all the time. DK finds a piece of land. He's looking to inflict a lot of pain. Heavy amount of damage being inflicted, but it's fine. Law in the front will shut him down.
These zones, Necro, I'm telling you, these circles have not been easy on on anybody. Next zone did go down there to the south, so all those teams up in the north, HTV, Lotus, well, they're going to have to deal with each other before thinking bigger picture, relocating into the zone, because they want to avoid getting backstabbed. And you asked for some crate action. You got it, Necro. You got it.
Crate action, yep. Indeed, I got it, but still, the circle's not ending on crate. And if it was ending on crate, this could have been really interesting. HTV, look at this. Lotus in the front, HTV, 2 players in the front, 2-2 split, 2 players in the back to try and provide the backup fire. Boom, trying to blow someone up. And just say kaboom. Lotus as well trying to do the same thing. They don't exactly know where the players are present. It's just some blind nades coming through. I also do see the kill feed dancing now. 100 troubles. They're able to show themselves up on the board. How many players? All 4 players alive for 100 trouble. It seems like the stars are aligned for them. But now HTV finally a casualty on their side. Boom goes boom, because the buggy blows up. And now boom got taken out. Kill confirmed as well. And somewhere down the line, look at this. Lotus, they're able to make it hurt. Boom's kill got confirmed with the Molotov, and then Trey as well able to find another man.
Looks like Quan, Myth's going to be popping in some vehicles. They're trying to avoid Lotus, but Lotus hearing those vehicles popping out from the crates. Trey, DP, come on, Trey. Looks like their teammates will be able to assist them. Myth's able to get over here just in time, pop out the coop, get away from that explosion, that is, but was eventually spotted.
Exactly. There was Ogilvy in the front too. Unfortunately, not really able to get away. And now Salts as well, taking so much damage. Look at the 2 players left in the back. It's Trey and Kiyoshi. Just going for the heal battle. Look at how many smokes are being utilized just to create the smoke pathway, just to create that safe way inside the zone. They're taking a lot of damage. Look, smokes can just block the vision, not the bullets. And that's what exactly teams are taking advantage of. Plays on as well, inflicting a lot of damage on Kiyoshi. He finally falls down. And I think, so if I'm not wrong, that should be it for Lotus. No, it's still 2 players alive. The 2 final lifelines of the team.
They're doing such a good job with this smoke tunnel to bridge the gap. But I really want to look at Katalysts. Like, Katalysts should definitely see those smokes out there, right? Out there in the distance. So it looks like there's going to be a couple of trees blocking those sight lines. So, wow, Lotus, those trees blocking the sight lines from Katalysts is going to allow Lotus to continue to creep and crawl their way into zone when most would see it impossible. The Chosen still down, still up, alive with the duo. Look at this mountain, though. Look at this mountain. So many teams.
Oh, no.
7
oh,
teams
no,
left.
Sliding.
There's 100.
And 100
T.
Yeah.
Making some moves. They
and
got
finally
12
it seems
kills.
like, yeah, and finally it seems like 100 Troubles are making a lot of trouble for a lot of teams in the lobby here. Team Chosen as well are being held off at bay. One lucky bullet connects, and well, there you go. Team Chosen as well taken care of with only 5 limp points on their name. Ogilvy follows it up with 6. 5 teams left alive. Pretty much the end game of this first game. Trey as well just bobbing and weaving back to safety. That jiggle movement coming in to try and save his life. Lotus, 2 players alive in the back. 9 limp points, but 100 T are just leading the charge way ahead.
This is what we're talking about. When teams come into the final day with pretty much nothing to lose, 100 Troubles, one of these teams at the very bottom, they are just popping off now. That pressure no longer there. 13 limp points. They still got 3 up. They should be able to get that pickup. I see Wancho pulling up over here. They are dominating. And if they get a chicken dinner with maybe 2 more limp points, that's 30 points total. That's pretty much 2 chickens in one game. This could be that miracle run here today for this squad.
Could be the miracle run, yeah. HQA finally being eliminated out the game. Top 4 teams alive, or maybe 100 Troubles just had some hidden talent in them. They were just trying to hide everything, and they were like, all right, when the final day is here, when we have only 5 games to work with, we're just going to surprise everyone. Because, hey, you got nothing to win here. All you need to do is just get top 8, and then you're going to be able to qualify in the future for the PMPL. So that's what everyone's eyeing out for. You don't need to stress things a lot. You don't need to even go for the first spot, so it doesn't really matter. Katalyst, Memo moves out in the open, taking a lot of shots, but still not really a lot of connections being found. And still somehow Memo is able to take so many bullets and not die.
Yeah. Take so many bullets from multiple directions too, right? Eventually going to be spotted, and it does look like the revive was successful. Wancho was able to pick up their teammate, allowing 100 Troubles to show up in the late game with 4. Looks like Vamp on the opposite end of this little ravine. Toki on the front line is going to be bleeding on out, so all the numbers, all the high ground positions point to 100 Troubles. Let's see what they could do with this.
Look at Vamp too, just moving around in circles, in the spirals. 100 Troubles having high ground, looking really good. All 4 players alive, 14 points. 1 more limp points, and that means they pretty much have
2 chickens
points worth. Yeah, it's pretty much like
if
2 chicken dinners that they got.
If they get this one, yeah.
If they can get another point. HQ as well going away with a lot of points. Look at that, 12 points in hands. Katalyst as well, pretty good performance. If Katalyst are able to keep up the pace, then maybe top 8 is not impossible. And the final day is going to be the day of surprises.
Necro, what's so crazy is that 100 Troubles, they're only 28 points behind the 8th place pro era.
Ooh.
So if they get the chicken here, boom. They're there, baby. They're ready. Yeah, they're ready to take today's spot.
Yeah, just catapult through. I want to know how many points pro era got themselves. Vamp. Oh no, Benny left with no other choice, trying to move out in the open, and Vamp getting punished now. 2 players still alive, and you have Mayo looking to inflict pain. Talking about Mayo, got some bad memories from yesterday, but yeah, 100 Troubles, man knocked out. Guancho should be able to back up on his feet. Finally, Lotus being eliminated out of the game. Look at that, 20 points in hand, quite a lot of points. 100 T able to get 15 limbs for themselves on the board. Vamp with 11. Both these teams are being really consistent, Dave, and means quite a lot for these 2 teams.
Yeah, for sure. And Mayo, one of the top players in the lobby, so definitely not an opponent you want to verse, especially with so much on the line for 100 Troubles. And I believe that's why we see 100 Troubles playing this one nice and slow, as they do have the zone in their favor. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there
There
we
you
go.
go. Rage just peeking their head up right there. And now here comes the
All
collapse
4 players alive.
100 troubles trying to seal the deal, trying to get the first chicken here
Flawless
of
game.
day number 3. And they did. They did. 100 troubles. You know what else? I also noticed Sixless not playing this game for the squad. Best Snake NA. So Sixless on the bench. Team wins the chicken. Russell with 8 limb points. I'm pretty sure they broke top 8. I'm pretty sure. Not 100, but pretty sure, Necro.
Yeah, or even if they didn't, there has to be like really close, like pretty much like 5 points difference, possibly like 2 or 3 points, not even much. But let's take a look at the match rankings and let's find out how teams really look like, which teams were the most impactful. 100 troubles, of course, a flawless game from their side with 15 positioning points, and then you have 16 KP with 31 total, and they were just able to make it rain, man, from the big boy mountain. They were able to move perfectly. They had some slick movement. And just 100 troubles. I did not expect such a change in the pace from their side.
What a great game. What a great game. And we did see who was it on the mountain too? Mount Everest. It was Lotus. I know they were there in Ogilvy. They were on the west side of that mountain. And I mentioned that they were so far pushed to that left side of the mountain that east side was free for any team to work their way up. And 100 troubles, they recognized, hey, this spot, it's open. And they pushed up first, up that mountain, using that east side of that mountain. And they just held it down that whole game. And honestly, that was the game-winning play, in my opinion, there, Necro.
And talk about the Chosen, man. Look, had a lot of expectations coming in. Well, let's take a look at the second page and let's keep talking about the Chosen. Now, first game slipping by, the Lotus as well having a real good performance in that game. The Chosen will have a lot of things to worry about. Now, I do want to take a look at overall rankings because a lot of stories are going to be unfolded from the overall rankings. We'll also be able to find out how close Lotus are for the first spot, and we'll also be able to find out if 100 Troubles had made it to top 8. TacoLovers, pretty much as their spot in the overall rankings, they're just going to stay in the match rankings as well at 12th spot. And only 1 placement points and only 1 total points. And just in total, TacoLovers wasn't really able to show themselves up. Same thing goes with GameChangers and Thirdeye.
Yeah, the Chosen, Vamp, these teams at the top, they could just chill, right? Like, let's be real. Every single game, they could just chill, relax.
151, 1 point
top
difference.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
yeah,
Lotus
you
took
got
over.
the bragging rights, I guess. You know, your first place in the North America Qualifiers. But in reality, the goal is top 8. And after that game, Necro, after that game, holy camole, 100 troubles. Look at that. 8th place. 8th place. They were just in 14th. Wow, what a great start for that one team in particular. Very curious if they can kind of continue with that momentum in the next 4 games, and if we will see the return of Sixless as well.
Dude, like 100 Troubles able to make it in top 8. That's quite huge, right? And that's a huge leap for them. But again, yesterday we saw Katalysts as well kicking things off on a good note, and then later on things were slipping by from their hand. Hopefully it's not the same thing, but 100 Troubles in that previous game looked way promising than how Katalysts looked yesterday. Let's take a look at the second page.
Yeah, and honestly, we need to continue to see the same kind of confidence and play styles from 100 Troubles these next 4 games, so it wasn't just like a flash in the pan, right? Like beginner's luck type of deal. So really, really looking forward to see what they could do on Sanhok. And here's that second page. You got K19, you got the TacoLovers. That one hurts. TacoLovers still just slipping down. Slipping. Yeah. Yep, they slipped down here. So hopefully they can play a little grouped up here these next 4 games. And, well, we are going to be sending it to Sanhok next. And Sanhok is always the flip of the coin, in my opinion. We have been seeing the Chosen kind of practice that heal off, that med strat. I'm curious if they will continue to practice that here. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to send to a quick break. After the break, we'll get to see Sanhok. We'll get to see if they will practice that heel strat. Let's go, baby. We'll be right back. everyone? Welcome back. Sanhok players, they're already loaded up in the lobby. They're getting their boots on, their parachutes locked and loaded, ready to go for this second game of the day. I saw the chat, Necro. They are just going crazy, dude. They're going crazy because 100 troubles.
Yeah.
Huge game, number one.
Man, today's just a day of unexpected things happening, man. And 100 Trouble, no one expected them to actually just dominate that well and kick things off that well in the first game. But again, as I said, Katalysts as well did the same thing. I mean, not really as impactful as 100 Troubles, but still, I mean, first game chicken dinner, and then later on, it just seemed like the momentum was just lost. So hopefully, it's not the same case for 100 Troubles. They're able to keep the momentum going.
The thing is with Katalyst yesterday, I don't think they had 15 elim points, right? I don't
No,
think
they
they
didn't.
had
Yeah.
that many elim points. So with the fact that with 100 troubles, not only secured that juicy, steamy chicken dinner, they also got a ton of elim points. So they weren't
Yep.
just snaking it out. They weren't just hiding in a bush, crawling in the dirt, just going for placement points. Like they were holding it down on that mountain, and they were taking shots at anything that moved. And I love to see that. I know I'm rooting for the TacoLovers, but after that game, that explosive game from 100 Troubles, I'm like a bandwagoner, I'm not going to lie, because now I'm on the 100 Troubles hype train. You got to be. You got to be at the
You
game
gotta
number
be,
one.
man. Yeah, I mean, 100 Trouble is not gonna lie. They've also made a little bit of spot for themselves in my heart, and I do want to see how they're going to be performing in the future. But still, there are a couple of teams like Pro Era that want their spot back. But with that being said, without wasting any more time, let's just directly head inside the game and keep talking about what we were saying. Now, Pro Era spot being taken, they're definitely going to be a little jealous. Sixlet, as you mentioned, today wasn't really playing in there, so the best snake in out the game, and somewhere down line, 100 Troubles clearly they're able to perform really well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe, hopefully not beginner's luck, though. That's all I'm saying. Like, if they can come into this game and at least get a couple more points on the board and try to widen that gap that you were kind of alluding to with Pro Era, ninth place. They are only 1 point behind 100 Troubles. So, although 100 Troubles had a amazing game number one, like the race for top 8 for them just started, right? They're only 1 point in that eighth place position, so they need to continue moving forward. And I already see on the mini map 100 Troubles are actually going to be dropping near Thirdeye, going for some early elim points, some early actions. I want to see that. Observers, let me see it, please. The boot camp fight. We need to check in with this. Here we go, Necro.
Here we go. 100 Trouble versus Thirdeye. 100 Trouble was pretty close to Thirdeye until last game, and now they're able to make it a top 8. Thirdeye, on the other hand, another one of those teams that's really struggling, and this engagement is going to mean quite a lot for them. Jazz and Cess right next to each other. Look at this, pretty close. It's Jazz Oliveira where Cess position himself. Cess clearly having the high ground, and he's just waiting for Jazz to peek out a little. And as soon as you do so, as soon as a little glimmer is spotted, I'm pretty sure things going to be really tough. Look at DB over here. DB in hand, finds knockout, looking to find another one, but not really able to follow it through. Midnight will take the man down, and 100 Troubles now have a casualty on their side, but still, valiant effort with the DB.
I feel like almost a missed opportunity right there for 100 Troubles not to try to collapse from behind, right, and provide that support to their teammate that was pretty much getting the focus of 3 Thirdeye enemies. Instead, it looks like they were all in the outskirts, kind of holding it down, looking for some type of angle, some type of sight line. Wancho trying to group back up with their squad mate over here. Ah, man, missed opportunity for me. Really curious to see what the call is going to be now for them. Looks like they're trying to pull out, actually, and avoid this fight altogether after they lost one squad mate here early on.
100 Trouble, yeah, early on losing a squad mate, and now not really going for a fight against Thirdeye. They do realize Thirdeye has nothing to lose over here.
Yeah.
So Thirdeye will try to challenge a fight. And 100 Trouble is realizing the exact same fact and trying to back off this time. But Cess, connecting some insane spray with the barrel. With the M762. Wow, gotta give props to this man. That was an insane spray. Able to connect those headshots. That's what you call a two-tap dirt nap.
I almost feel like for 100 Troubles, I think just ride with that momentum from last game. I think come here, get the armor, get the meds, load up your magazines. I would see them, or I would want to see them make this push somehow. They got a Ronnie. Maybe they can find a smoke. I think all they need to do is take out Midnight, knock out Midnight, who's kind of holding down that angle, that little gap between the two compounds, and then push it. Because if there was a fight up close and personal, I could see 100 Trouble winning this fight just based off of their performance last game and the fact that Thirdeye is dead last on the overall leaderboard. So I think if the two teams were to clash like a straight up 3v4, 3v3, I think 100 Troubles wins this.
100 Troubles can definitely win this, but again, I mean,
they're not
the way
pushing
they already lost. They already lost a player, and they've already been handicapped big time. If you remember the previous game, it was a flawless game for them. None of them were actually taken out the game. All 4 players were up, and that was also that has to be one of the reasons why 100 Troubles just looked so impactful. And in Sanhok map, you already know it's like you need all your players up. Like Sanhok map is one of those maps where it's really necessary to have all your players up to actually make some insane clutch plays happen in the final moments. But if you don't have it, then we do know in the final moments it does get really chaotic. But again, now 100 Troubles can always go for the heal battle too. They can just try and separate out, gather those first aids, and just go for the consistent point.
Yeah, so it looks like 100 Troubles actually pulled out north of boot camp. Now they're going to be wrapping around that east side. They're going to be really close to Pro Era. And as 100 Troubles pulled out of boot camp, Lotus actually started to push into boot camp in that south. And we saw in the kill feed, Thirdeye, another one of their teammates were knocked out. So Lotus, a team, nothing to lose. They are already in top 8 by a huge point lead. Lotus, kind of the opposite of Thirdeye, but both teams, kind of like what you were saying, playing with nothing to lose here. So I would not want to get stuck between those two squads if you are 100 Trouble, pretty much grinding, right, to qualify here today.
Grinding to qualify. Indeed they are. And Lotus as well has so many supporters in the chat, and it's absolutely nice to see, right? One of the teams that's performing really well, consistent each and every single game. Lotus do deserve all the love they're getting in the chat as well. But for now, it's a complete stalemate. Nothing really happening crazy. Teams prioritizing position, which as they should. But in the game of Sanhok, I expect a little bit more chaos early on.
Especially the last Sanhok too, right? It's like the last Sanhok of the Pro League North American Qualifiers. And I'm going to be looking around. Looks like a lot of teams. We got the Chosen, you got GameChangers, you got Vamp, you got Ogilvy. All these teams I'm naming, they are playing edge right now of this circle number 1. So we're not going to see them fight anytime soon. The closest thing to a fight that might be happening might be Pro Era pushing into 100 Troubles. Maybe, possibly. Might be Lotus pushing into boot camp onto Thirdeye. That's also a possibility. And then K19 pushing on to Katalysts. So we have the potential for a couple fights here in that dead center of this zone. But then again, you know, a lot of these teams that I talked about that I named, they are going to be trying their best to survive here and not get taken out here this early on. Because getting taken out right now, about 7 minutes in the game, 0 points. And nobody can afford that. Nobody. Unless you're Lotus or the Chosen, of course. But besides them, F7, yeah, they're in 4th place. Yeah, they got 103 points, but still, you know, they don't want to get 0 points in 4 games in a row. You just never know. Especially with 100 Trouble's last game, able to knock out Pro Era, just like that. I think F7, yeah, they're going to want to get some consistent points here tonight.
Yeah. Would need some consistent points. Same thing goes with HQA too, man. The previous game was really good, but again, need to keep the consistency factor going because still counting this game in, they have 4 games in hand. Things are looking so safe, man. In the map of Sanhok, it's like
kind of
really
a surprise.
safe. I don't see, yeah, kind of surprised. Yeah, not gonna lie, especially the final Sanhok as well as you mentioned. And I haven't seen things being taken this safe and this competitive, even in the global championship. We saw a lot of early frags.
I think it just goes to show us like how sweaty all these teams are playing, and it doesn't matter if they're first or if they're last on the overall leaderboard. Like every single team is just playing so sweaty right now. Really trying to be on their P's and Q's. You know, they don't want to throw it. They do not want to throw it. And yeah, I think that goes to show you exactly why we're playing so calm, safe, trying to make sure we have as much intel as possible before making any type of move. I mean, that's what you like to see, though. Proper scouting. It's what we want to see at the end of the day. If you are a pro player, I think they're doing everything right. But as far as us, Necro, we're on the sidelines just cheering for that mayhem, that chaos. You know, that's what we want to see. But you know,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. But we're not gonna see it right now. Maybe the next circle though, Papa Blue will cause some chaos. Okay, so the Chosen, Ogilvy, GameChangers. Okay, I mean they're gonna have some decisions to make here, so we might get some fights here shortly, Necro.
Yeah, definitely. We're probably going to see some fighting. Look at Ogilvy as well. As you mentioned, Ogilvy and Team Chosen really close to each other. Ogilvy kind of exposed. Team Chosen really separated out. Godji spots one, misses a couple of shots, is not really able to find any connection. Godji not looking that great, but still at least they're able to get away with a knockout. Godji, no, you should go for heals in those moments. Echo taking shots from Godfan. The separation kind of working out for Team Chosen, but still they've got a knockout onto themselves. Casualties there on their side. Ogilvy. Oh, Godfan is just making it hurt single-handedly with the position that he's found himself in. Guns trained, cross their train, inflicting some heavy amount of damage onto Ogilvy. Ogilvy trying to bounce back from that damage. Jason's still alive in the back. We've seen Jason. If the man's still up, there is a lot of threat, and it needs to be silent as quick as possible.
And you know what hurts even more is that this was the same exact thing that happened yesterday on Sanhok, except for Ogilvy, they were swimming up on the shorelines, and the Chosen, they were just waiting. You know, they were just waiting. Seems the same thing happened right here. The Chosen just waiting for Ogilvy to rotate. Poppy trying to get behind. Echo was picked up, but look at Poppy's angle. I mean, the Ogilvy squad, they are getting pinched. They are getting sandwiched.
They're screwed.
There's nowhere to go. Beneath the bridge, under it, behind it. Regardless, the Chosen, they got your name on their list, and they're looking to take them out here.
Now, Ogilvy needs a knockout to actually make it back to safety. No other choice. They need to find a knockout. They're not really able to do so, then things will not be looking that great. But yeah, Chosen is just making it hurt. The fallen man got a hand. He's back up on his feet, and finally, Godfan. Did he just find another knockout? Yes, he did. Echo as well taken out. Oh, no. Feels so bad for Ogilvy, and this is why you really need a scout. Even in the map of Sanhok, you should have just scouted the compound out before to make this kind of a risky rotation from that bridge. And now Ogilvy has to pay the price for it. A little mistake, a little slip up, and the Chosen looking to capitalize on it.
They're pushing, man. They're pushing. Let's see. Jason is alive though. Jason TPP. Prepared to take the gunfight with Poppy. Poppy, UMP in hand. Same thing with Jason. Jason with the lean peek. Pre-fire. Poppy connected on right there. Jason coming out on top with barely any health to go with it. Jason, last one alive.
Oh, no.
Jason spotted it in the process. Jason did their best to carry that Ogilvy flag and support their teammates here who were trying to heal up within this compound. Just wasn't able to do everything, right? I mean, you had two squad mates from the Chosen pushing from both sides right there. There was just nowhere for Jason to go.
I mean, Godfan clearly the MVP of the previous fight. He was just making it hurt over and over again, getting those knockouts, and just keeping the other enemy team on their knees. Look at Lotus. One casualty on their side. He's bleeding out. Time as well is slipping by. Beat the timing. It's going to be pretty much next to impossible. So Lotus will have to let the man slip by, and that's what exactly happens. Still a lot of teams in the blue zone will be taking a lot of damage. And it seems like this time we're not really seeing any of their teams going for that heal battle. Land is still there in ruins, but I don't really think so. He's going to be going for the heal battle. There's one of the players from Vamp, though. Look at all the way down south in docks.
Yeah, all the way down there, right? All the way down there. And I do believe Vamp, they tried healing yesterday too, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this is a big fight. This is a big fight.
Big fight indeed. Two big teams fighting against each other. 100 Troubles as well, one of those teams looking to bounce back in the overall rankings. F7 did, though. And talk about bounce back, Dave's. 100 Troubles clearly proving my point. Top 8, not that hard. Just need a pop-off game, man.
Let's see.
Just need a pop-off game.
Wancho,
there we go.
Catching that grenade, not that hard either, right? Catching that grenade. Yeah. Let's see, though. Down to just a duo. 100 Troubles. They need to survive, honestly. If they get taken out here, their 8th place might just slip through their fingers here this game.
I just slipped through, but still 100 Troubles. As I mentioned, Guancho taken out. The rest should be there. Valley got taken out quite early, so 100 Troubles clearly having a huge man disadvantage. F7, they have a little bit of advantage, but still now it's a 3-on-3. It's a fair fight over here. 100 Troubles versus F7. Legal lobbing, looking to lob this nade up. A little connection should help Guancho to be taken out, but still not just finding the mark yet. F7. Look at F7. They don't even have full HP to work with. A beautiful nade from Russell. Connection found. And there we go. Nesquick found. Gets taken out instantly. Now Legal will have a lot of pressure to deal with. Questionable play coming in from Cess. You need to expect the unexpected. Did not even have the info, but still peeked out in the open. Got taken down quite low. Guancho as well in the back. Quite low. 100 T.
They're throwing meds at each other. They're throwing meds.
Yeah, there's just... I like
just
that.
do meds.
Like that.
both Wancho and Sess, no meds, no first aids, nothing. So we saw Russ right there. Hey, heads up! I got something for you. Looks like that's gonna help him out big time, and that is that's a heads up play right there. Honestly, that's teamwork. That's what you like to see. Yeah. So let's see though. Russell's still holding down this angle. F7 kind of playing with nothing to lose here, in my opinion, because they are in 4th place right now with 103 points. So F7 can definitely afford to play a little more aggressive compared to 100 Troubles, who just made it in that top 8 by only 1 point last game. So that's why we see 100 Troubles definitely playing this one nice, slow, and steady here, trying to make sure not to make any wrong move.
Yep, trying to make sure not to make any wrong move. F7 as well, moving around, and there we go. There we go, Thirdeye, just hiding inside a little compound. That was Midnight, just saying night-night to God G. Such an unfortunate outing for Team Chosen. After such a great squad wipe they had, getting taken out just like that by a player like Midnight, especially the team that's all the way in the bottom of leaderboards, that's going to hurt you quite a lot. Your ego, you talk about, that's going to be taken down quite huge. Thirdeye, just able to rat through, find a kill. Now the Chosen, they're looking to inflict pain on the Thirdeye. Lotus Man being spotted out in the far fray. So Godfan knows there's a lot of threat lingering.
Yeah, it's going to be out here in the blue. Honestly, though, the Chosen, Lotus, I'm not really concerned. Yeah, they are battling for that 1st place spot. But besides that, like, top 8's the goal, right? That 100 Troubles thing, though, I'm still keeping a close eye on the kill feed because the next zone did go up. So both F7 and 100 Troubles, they're going to have to reposition here very shortly. And then you got Pro Error also kind of making their way past that stalemate that we saw earlier on. And the thing that concerns me is that 100 Troubles, last time we checked in with them, they had no heals, no meds, nothing at all. And look at that. Yep, in the background, Cess is actually knocked out on their knees right there.
15 teams up, 51 players in total alive. F7 Legal inflicts some pain onto Cess. And then you have Coldy as well, finding a nade knockout on the Vamp solo. Killfeed starts to dance as the time is slipping by from their hands, as the zone's shrinking. And there we go. GameChangers as well, just showing themselves up in the kill feed. Talk about elimination point. Team Chosen clearly leading the pack, but still not really having the man number to work around with. And Lotus now looking to inflict pain onto Pro Era. Pro Era, after losing that spot in the top 8, they're going to be hurt. They're bleeding for sure. And well, they're looking to take out Lotus, and well, they do. Wow. Pro Era, a clean squad wipe coming through from their side against Lotus. Lotus being completely taken care of. Flash is still knocked out, though.
Look at that. Look at that. 100
Flash
Troubles.
Is not getting a hand.
Yeah, but 100 Troubles taken out. So 100 Troubles were only 1 point ahead of Pro Era, and Pro Era already have 4 elim points. So that was like the best case scenario for Pro Era. So now Pro Era, they need to continue to try to survive. But I think they're down to just a duo, or no, a solo now from Pro Era. So let's see what they can do. Uh-oh.
Let's see what they can do indeed. Yep, in the blue too, taking a lot of damage from the wall of death. Moving in, though, shouldn't really be that tough. Should be able to beat the timing on the zone. That's what he's really trying to do. And Hitlist, another one of those teams that I'm really eyeing out for. I mean, yesterday I had quite a decent outing, not going to lie. But again, keep the consistency going. That's going to be a little problem. Playzone as well, doing, or at least getting a lot of kills, getting a lot of limbs. And this is what happens if you're not really going to be respecting the play zone. It's going to inflict some heavy amount of damage on your squad. K19 still all the way on the opposite side of Katalysts. Katalysts will need to calculate their move. And Skur is the man. Spots one out in the open. I don't know why he didn't really take any shots. Vamp as well is right in front. So Katalysts are going to have danger to deal with from even the front, even the back. Skur, this is your moment to strike, and he should strike. But no, misses a lot of shots, and Skur, oh no, that's a missed opportunity.
Just a little update on Pro Era. One of the major kind of storylines this game, a team trying to get into that top 8. Vane is still alive, 7 bandages, 1 first aid to go. So I'll keep you posted on that as we continue to watch Skur just spray down Katalysts.
Oh, there we go. Katalysts, they're trying their best to fight back, though. Here we go. The tacos are falling apart. They're being ripped apart. They're being eaten alive. Katalyst trying to bounce back from the situation they found themselves in. And look at Fly over here inside the zone. Gets spotted out. And oh, no, wasn't really the first one to react. So Katalysts are going to seal the deal onto Taco, even though Katalysts were taking a lot of damage from all across the board. Kinge able to clutch it out for his team. LeveLx, another one of those teams that I said I will have my eyes on, but this time it seems like they're actually not able to perform in the first 2 games. Maybe in the upcoming games they're able to make something happen. Maybe they're able to make it hurt. Elim points is really important in the final day, especially if you're really that deep in the second half of the board. And LeveLx having 3 players up. Carnage got taken out. 3 players are enough for this late in the game. So LeveLx, they're in a decent spot.
Yeah, while all this chaos was unfolding, Pro Era were taken out with, I believe, 4 elim points and 1 placement point. So with only 5 points had this game for Pro Era, the dream to qualify is definitely still alive for 100 Troubles after getting taken out early this game. So that is going to open up that 8th place spot for the hit list right now. The hit list in 10th place as of right now, right behind Pro Era 100 Trouble. So keep your eye on the hit list here, Necro. Let's see what they can accomplish. This is their moment to really get as many points as possible. Jet G in the front line. Drop shot, Jet G. Can we get another one?
There we go. Follow through comes in. Molotovs has fallen to the front, and now has just locked himself in the closet. Beast prioritizing the heal quite a lot, but no, the wall of death moves in. The blue zone's doing a lot of damage, and from the back, it's just Katalyst making it hurt. They're just raining it down. Oh no, scratch that. It's HTV, my bad. And then you have Angry Q as well. It was just raining down bullets in the front, just peppering them. And HQA in the front having a little shack to work with. Top 2 teams alive, ladies and gentlemen. This time, no one really went for the heal battle. HQA versus HTV. HTV having a clear man advantage. HQA leading a little when it comes to the limb points.
Yeah, and just a side note, both teams currently in that top 8 for the overall. So this is only going to help them out moving forward here with creating a better cushion between them in that 8th place spot that is definitely going to be up for contention, I want to say, up until game number 5 here tonight with how things are looking so far.
Game number 5 indeed, man. There we go. HTV being pushed out of their comfort spots because of the blue zone. The play zone will move in. Angry left with no other choice. Was taking a lot of damage and finally will fall down. And D-Man pretty much just been gifted that kill over. HTV Same thing will happen with HQA. They will need to leave this shack and actually maybe just go inside the shack. Subpeak being spotted all the way out in the open. HTV now looking to push in. Final man alive for HQA. Tiny Pig. Quan is just looking for the victims, and he will get one. Confirmation follows through, but again, a lot of shots. A little bit of tackle damage from Tiny Pig. Quan just looking for a little peek from Tiny Pig, and that will help him pretty much traverse through really well. I do like the separation coming through from HTV, and Tiny Pig will fall for it.
Yeah, good game, good game. HTV, they came into this match 7th place, HQA 5th place, so we kind of talked about it. That's going to definitely help HTV kind of pad in those stats a little more with those overall leaderboard points so that they can breathe a sigh of relief. But I'm looking at the 8th place spot. Let's check out that match ranking. I'm looking at that 8th place spot because you had 100 Troubles, you had Pro Era, and the Hitlist. All three teams this last game, couple elim points, couple placement points, but they are so close to each other that Necro, that 8th place spot on the overall leaderboard, it is going to be just seesawing back and forth every single
Yeah, it's gonna be
match,
really
man.
close.
It's going to be nuts. But here's that first page here right now. Pro Era. Yep, we can see them in 8th place. If you don't mind, let's check out that second page because I'm really curious to see how many points exactly 100 Troubles got this game. Only one. Yeah, so that was a nice game for Pro Era to take right back after assume their 8th place spot.
Oh no. 100 Troubles, yeah, only 1 point. So Pro Era should be able to at least get their lead back. I don't exactly know how much difference was there in points, but there should not have been a lot because 100 Troubles already took a huge leap, and now 100 Troubles will again need to fight for the top 8 spot. TacoLovers as well on 10th. The upset follows through for TacoLovers. I don't know what they can do to try and change things at this point. Maybe just try and play the game for fun. Just play it like a normal pug. Go for those kills. Try and hunt down teams because if you're just going to take a lot of stress, that's not going to help you out in the longer run. So TacoLovers, 2 games out the window now, 3 more games left in your hands. Upcoming game is going to be the map of Erangel, and you have to be really used. But I really want to take it the overall rankings and really find out who has the 8th spot because this is where the story will unfold and pretty much will also give a little bit of glimmer of how the storyline will be looking like in the end of the day. Here we have
Whoa.
100 Troubles are still in top 8, so at least they're safe for now. But on the next page, we'll be able to find out how things are looking like.
Okay, overall, right there, yeah, I think it might need to be updated here a little bit, but yeah, a little debate. They debated us here, Necro.
Debated.
Still,
Okay.
still very close. It's gonna be very
Interesting.
close. And honestly, that first game that we had here today for 100 Troubles was so huge because if they wouldn't have came out with those elim points with that chicken dinner, they wouldn't have even been a topic of discussion. Let's be real, because
Yeah.
we got Thirdeye. They're still down at the bottom. Every time I see Thirdeye right now, it's like, okay, Thirdeye, you're trying your best here, but there's just so many points between them and that 8th place spot that it's going to be a tough challenge. But let's check out the overall leaderboard. And my point
Yep.
being that 100 Troubles, they did get that pop-off game, so now they do have that opportunity to qualify and advance to PMPL. But after that last game, only 1 point, it bumped them down here just a little bit as Pro Era took right back that 8th place spot.
Chosen as well, getting the lead back up on the first spot. But yeah, Pro Era taking over the slot from 100 Troubles. 100 Troubles now are going to be in a huge world of trouble to get back in top 8. HTV kind of moved down a slot. F7 as well, same thing happened with them. F7 are on 3rd spot and now moving down to 2 spots. F7 will need to find the sweet tuning again for themselves. Vamp, again, moving themselves up. So overall consistency is being seen when it comes to the top 5 teams. Or below that, consistency somewhere down the line is kind of missing. HTV as well, just counted them in the consistency factor. But Ogilvy, not really that great of an outing today. I want Ogilvy to perform a little bit more better. I want them to show because today they haven't really been getting any spotlight.
Only 2 games deep so far. Let's check out that second page, please. Production and 100 Troubles. So it was 8th place, had 81 points. 100 Troubles was 78. That's only a 3-point difference. Let's go. But look at right behind them. The Hitlist tied. Whoa. So 9th and 10th place, 3 points behind that 8th place spot. Necro, these next 3 matches, they are going to be so close for these 3 teams. Like, It is the fight right now for that 8th place spot. All eyes should be on that position because it's just going back and forth, man. It is
Yeah,
going
tied up.
back and forth, tied up as well. We do have Erangel coming up next, ladies and gentlemen. So it has been pretty exciting so far in the first 2 matches. I cannot wait for that 3rd match of the day. Shout out to everybody watching, by the way. I see a bunch of people in the YouTube chat cheering for their favorite teams. Spam
Yep.
right now. Show your favorite team that support. Get them pumped up for this next game. They need it. They need it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. What up, everybody? Pro League North American Qualifiers. 3 more games to go. We're at a best of 15 here. Top 8 teams qualify. They advance to PMPL. It's your boy Mustache Dave. It's your boy Necro over there. Necro, how are things going on your side, man?
Things going pretty smooth, man. I'm especially enjoying the games. Especially how 100 Troubles was able to put on a performance in the first game, but then later on, not really able to follow through. And this is what I was really scared of. And I was talking about it over and over again. Katalysts did the same things. Yeah, I do understand not as impactful as 100 Troubles were when it comes to the limb points, but slipping by and just only getting that one single point in the second game, that's a huge drop off in the stats.
Time keeps on slipping into the future, as some would say, and that future being only 3 more games to go. So if you are a 100 Troubles fan, right now, 9th place, only 3 points behind that 8th place spot, and then right on their trail, the Hitlist tied with 100 Troubles, also only 3 points behind the 8th place spot. So I'm looking at Pro Era, I'm looking at 100 Troubles, I'm looking at the Hitlist. These 3 teams, to me, I got my popcorn ready, Necro. I got my popcorn. I'm going to be popping them, eating them, because
Show me.
it is going to
Where's the
be exciting.
popcorns?
Hey, bring me
Show
the
me.
popcorn. Hey, bring me the popcorn. We got to go in game. I'll show you next time. We got to go in game.
Okay,
Let's send it.
all
Let's
right,
send
dude.
it.
I see what you did. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Just dodging it, dude. Okay. Anyways, though, playing flat path pretty interesting. It's going to be starting from the bottom, which is going to be starting from south, Military Island, and then pretty much tilted on the left side. So teams that do want to go towards George Bull shouldn't really have that tough of a time to actually make it to their destination. But on the other hand, teams that do want to go towards Yasnaya or pretty much on the right side of the map, they will have a long way to go.
Another game. Another game where 100 Troubles, I don't know. Do they go Stalber with this this playing path? That's a big what if. Still looking at the 100 Troubles roster. Wancho, Balak, Solitude, and Russell. So we'll see what they can accomplish here this game. Last game, like you talked about, only 1 point. So it is it's going to be a challenge here. And just looking at the overall top 5 elim dealers here overall, Salt first place 28 elim points. The Chosen, they got Godfan. The Chosen also have God G, and then the Chosen also have Poppy. That's second, third, and fourth with top elim dealers here. And then that 5th place spot going to round it out with one of the players from Lotus. So Lotus with 2, the Chosen with 3. That's your top 5 kill leaders in the lobby. That goes to show something here that they're doing it right. And talk about doing it right, Necro. Circle number 1, game number 3, in my book, is doing it quite right when we're looking at getting some action going, because I'm going to say about 15 to 20% of this zone is going to be water right now.
Yeah, 50 to 20%, as you mentioned. And look at Pro Era. Found themselves in quite a bit of luck right in the smack center of the zone. All they need to do is just keep looting and not even move anywhere. Maybe just try and reunite later on as the time progresses on in the game. 100 Troubles in quite an interesting drop spot. Not really the one that I expected, but they initially like to go towards Stalber. So I'm assuming maybe they'll grab the vehicles and go towards Stalber. But that'll be a little too late. And late rotations most of the times don't really work out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to stick to their guns here, right? We see them in those vehicles. We see them actually driving to Stalber. So that is very interesting, right? Because, yeah, Stalber, you guys, you're comfortable going there. Oh, real quick. Taco Yang. Missing some shots on the Angry Q. But back to the topic.
Vibing.
Yeah, dude's vibing out here. 100 Troubles. Like, would you have, if you were the coach, and I know I love saying this, by the way, but if you were the coach, like, would you have recommended that they stick to their Stalber kind of loot location?
No,
or with
not.
circle number 1, just kind of just go with the flow and loot somewhere within the zone?
within the zone without a doubt because they have vehicles. So I would say all you guys need to do is just find a safe tuning. And inside the zone, there's not a lot of teams, clearly. And there's no way they're going to be able to not find compounds. Now, if they have done their research and taken a lot of notes, they should be able to know that which team likes to drop where. And then they would be able to easily navigate through. And maybe they know, okay, there's no teams going on this compound, these particular compounds. They can just go ahead and try and drop there. But look at Yang, what's going on? Using the crossbow, not really likely weapon.
You said it. Yang is big vibing right now.
Yeah,
TacoLovers in general, they just been a vibe all tournament long, which is what I liked about them, right? That's why I'm a big fan of the TacoLovers, because they are so positive, they are so outgoing, and they got heart, right? They got heart. But back to the serious topic, I agree with Coach Necro there. So when we're talking about 100 troubles, like, they had the vehicles real early on. They could have definitely have rotated into circle number 1 and picked a prime location, right, to loot number 1 and number 2 hold down. And honestly, I wouldn't have been too mad if they would have just went to the opposite coast, right? Because right now they're at Kameshki, they're sitting on that east coast. They had the prime opportunity to find some spots out there on that west coast, and nobody's there for the time being. So I feel like they had that opportunity, but they're kind of making it hard for themselves, because now they're going to get the loot, but they're going to have to worry about getting gate kept now. So very interesting decision from them.
Interesting decision indeed. And Katalyst right outside the compound. 16 teams alive with 64 players in total. None of the teams taking any casualties, so it's quite interesting for me. And 100 troubles is what my eyes are going to be dead locked on, man. I honestly, because the 8th spot is just so contestable, unless if any of the teams, any of the other teams from the bottom half are just able to pop off, then maybe I'll have my sights locked on all these 3 teams.
You got your sights on those 3 teams. I got my sights on Pro Era, 100 Troubles, and the Hitlist. That's where my sights are on. And the Hitlist, they are going to be just east of Quarry by themselves. And then Pro Era actually in Gatka right now. And the Chosen going to be also making their way towards Gatka. So 2 of the teams that I really feel like we should focus on already in a somewhat center position here. And then, of course, 100 Troubles that we were kind of harping on here a couple of moments ago, all the way up there in Kameshki. So we'll keep tabs on those 3 really important storylines to follow, as we'll be looking over here with HTV Boom. Big Boom, as I call him, because this player, they got the grenade arm, the golden arm.
Golden arm indeed, man. But look at, yeah, as you mentioned, Boom just being really silent, being the one with the nature, looking for the right moment to strike, maybe lobby the nade as well when they all decide to group up, and Boom, it will just make it go kaboom. HQA in the front. Look at Boom, slowly and steadily looking to close the distance. Maybe he can try and catch Subbig slipping by. But no, it's just not going for any shots. HQA, this is a little too late, man. You can't take shots anymore. Maybe you should have been a little proactive in those moments and try to actually catch Subbig off guard. But still, Boom just didn't want it any risk, which is understandable. HTV, all they need is consistency, not elim points.
Exactly, because HQA, 4th place, Boom. And squad, 6th place, HTV. So they're solid, right? They are solid. All they need to do is just survive, honestly, and just make sure to just continue being present here in that late game. So looking at the chat real quick, saw a couple people cheering for some certain teams. The Hitlist, see the squad wiper in there cheering for the Hitlist. Yeah, the Hitlist, man, 10th place right now, 78 points, 100 troubles, 78 points. Pro Era, 81 points. So those 3 teams still alive. 100 troubles out of those 3 teams, probably in the most trouble. They just passed Naya, the GameChangers down there. Oh, I was looking up for a second. 100 troubles. They're going to pass HTV here very shortly. So we shall see if that decision to push out of zone to Stallber is going to pay off for 100 troubles.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering too. Is that going to pay off or not? F7 taking a lot of shots while they're trying to make a rotation happen. Lotus is their eyes trained. Talking about Lotus, man, we have a huge supporter for Lotus in the chat. It has to be Courtney. She's all out here every single day just supporting for Lotus. It's just a favorite team of her. But yeah, Lotus seeing teams slipping by in the front. And nothing much can be done. Yeah, decent, heavy amount of damage was being inflicted onto them, but still nothing really to worry about. F7 just find a clear route, a safe pathway. But talk about consistency, even from the side of F7, it's slipping by, and F7 need to get their stuff back together.
It is somewhat slipping by. I'm still not too concerned about them just because they have 104 points, and Pro Aero, that 8th place team right behind them, I think about 20 points right behind them. So once when F7 starts to kind of get around that 7th to 8th place position and continue to get taken out early on, then I'll get a little more worried about them. But yeah, yesterday was definitely F7's day. They just climbed up the ranks on the overall leaderboards. And I'm looking at TacoLovers. Let's see what they could do. We already saw Yang early game here, taking some shots, being a little more riskier, risking it for the taco mayo biscuit, as you would put it yesterday. Actually, I put some mayo on my pizza today. Side note, wasn't that bad, Necro, and I did that for you, man, because you said you like mayo in your tacos.
Listen, man,
I tried it. I tried it on my pizza. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad on the pizza. I just tried.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't bad, but I don't like mayo and tacos. Okay, I was just trying to name some ingredients. A quick one just came into my mind, and I just said it. It's just like flashed in front of my eyes. Mayo is like one of the most like common ingredients, not used in tacos. Quote unquote, just everyone to let just.
Some people in the chat said it was good though. That's what I'm saying though. Some people in the chat, I remember, yeah, at least 1 or 2 agreed with you as well. So I don't think you're far off. That's why I'm really curious to try it. Yeah, I know you're doubling back on it, but some people agreed with you. So I was like,
okay,
hey, maybe I should
give it a shot then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's give it a shot together. Next time we meet up together, let's do it, man.
Yeah,
there we go. We already got our dinner plan.
Mayo with some tacos, or tacos with some mayos.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Oh, man. That's how we do it. Things are kind of sizzling out here for a couple squads. And, man, I'm getting flashbacks. The mountain still a really big feature in this new circle. And we already had a mountain game here today.
GameChangers, look at that. Found themselves kind of like I would not really call it a safe spot, but yeah, for now they're pretty much away from danger. 2 players already being taken out. GameChangers, man. I'm not gonna lie, in the first 2 days they definitely looked really promising, but even yesterday, just somewhere down the line, I can't exactly tell what is going wrong with GameChangers to get their stuff back together. But yeah, Thirdeye just spotting the teams out in the front. Now looking around to scout the areas out. Circle pretty much as we saw in the past time. I've seen the same kind of circle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly. So Thirdeye, 46 points behind 8th place. Thirdeye right now playing really slow, really careful. I get it. You don't want to get taken out. You don't want to get eliminated here with 0 points. But then on the flip end of that argument, it's like, 46 points, you need to do something, right? Like, you need to be proactive. You need to get aggressive. And I feel like early game is the best window of opportunity to try to go for these aggressive plays, because there's a good bet that if you do take a 4v4 early game, there's a good chance that other teams, they're just not going to be around you yet, compared to the mid to late game where obviously more teams are going to be grouped up because they're squished together. So I think Thirdeye, with that in mind, yes, they get a nice position right there. Beautiful. Ooh. It's beautiful, right? But I don't see them being proactive with getting elim points. So even if they get that chicken dinner, that's only 15 points. They need 46 to catch up here, Necro.
But still, a lot of teams are alive, so maybe Thirdeye can try and be a little more active in the upcoming moments. Anything can happen, man. It's really hard to guess, because there's going to be a lot of chaos. You can see a huge wave of vehicles moving in from down south. A lot of teams making that rotation happen. 100 Troubles as well, right next to HTV. But look at Team Chosen, the proactive nature that's helping them win this entire thing, that helping them stay on top of the leaderboards. Just gaining that control on the Big Boy Mountain. And they have nothing to worry about. There's one more team left, but still, I'm pretty sure the team that's right next to them, there's going to be no intention for them to like at least go for a fight against them. But TacoLovers is one of the teams that we both are eyeing out for. They really need to win this duel. And King A tried to strike in. 3 players taken out from TacoLovers. 4th man is quite low, but still Reckless able to clutch it out and keep his team alive for another day.
Destroyed, mopped up right there from the TacoLovers. Let's go. This is what we were saying in the pre-show. The TacoLovers yesterday, towards the later half of the day, they weren't scared. They were crashing compounds. They were taking fights. They were taking on the Chosen, after all, and they were doing a good job at it. They were looking good. They were looking strong. They were looking confident. So maybe we're going to see the same thing here today. Game number 3. TacoLovers already being on the up and the up, taking these fights and winning them. So I believe, did they lose anybody? I saw a couple members knocked down, but no, nobody was thirsted. So they were able to get everybody picked up. They got a nice position now. They got 4 up. They got 4 limb points. TacoLovers, hey, TacoLovers, we see you.
Yep, pretty much having the most amount of limb points as well in the game. Katalysts now knocked out the way. TacoLovers just putting the final nail in the coffin for them and putting them 6 feet under. Katalysts are going to stay in the bottom of the board. And Katalysts, I feel like I want to see Katalysts just going for the small sports, try and take out the teams that are all the way on the top. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to do so. Again, if they do go for some aggressive plays, that can help them out quite a lot in the future in the 4-on-4 fights and understand how they can try and improve themselves in the 4-on-4 fights. Because if you're just not going to challenge a lot of fights, how are you supposed to improve in those duels?
Practice does make perfect, but at the end of the day, with only 3 more games to decide if you make it to that next stage, I don't know if now's the time to practice, right? So the Hitlist, a team, oh no, they are all popping in that vehicle. Oh no, this is super big risk. Okay, looks like only 3 because Jack G is already in the zone, but still. Legal had an M249. Legal, that was like a prime opportunity to let that baby rip.
Look at that. Legal makes it back to safety. HQA. A lot of damage, and Lotus is making it hurt this time. 1 man was knocked out, but shouldn't really be that big of a deal or that big of a problem. Trey, look at how much damage the blue zone's doing. He's just chunking out damage here. Lotus, though, still, they should be safe. Yeah, shouldn't really be that much or anything to worry about. So Lotus should be chilling big time. Ogilvy as well caught out in the blue zone, healing themselves back up. They do realize there is Lotus in the front, so they're taking their sweet little time to make the rotation happen, or at least try to avoid Lotus as much as possible, because Ogilvy, even though they are in the top 8, as I mentioned, Ogilvy somewhere down the line, the consistency factor missing. And Ogilvy clearly seems like they're playing scared today.
And that's not what you want to see, especially with a team that is in 7th position, 84 points, Pro Era 3 points behind them, right? So Ogilvy are not out of the woods yet. They can definitely get taken out of that top 8, especially with teams like the Hitlist, 100 Troubles, and Pro Era really performing at all cylinders here tonight. So I agree with you. Ogilvy, they need to make sure to clutch it out here, Necro.
Hitlist in the front, Vamp. Well, ever, because of the smokes. Nate might just try and catch Jachi if he moves away in the nick of time. But Nate's going to be quite close, but still not close enough, not right on the mark. Ogilvy eliminated him from the game. I don't know what's going on. Ogilvy's confidence, we were literally talking about how Ogilvy's confidence is why it's kind of like the main key for them. And now they're also losing that confidence. That's why Ogilvy's on a struggling phase. They need to gain that confidence back, and I don't know. They don't really have a lot of games left after this. Only 2 more games in the hand to keep the consistency flow going through. Yeah, they're right in the top 8, but I'm going to hold on to my words. It's a hit list. Just trying to take teams down that are in their hit list, and just Pro Era. They're being mowed down with this M46X, but this time it's someone from the left side who's going to try and put a final nail. Who's going to try and put the nail in the coffin for him?
This is a big kind of 3-way standoff. You got the hit list over here taking some shots. You got Vamp over here, HTV over here, and then I saw 100 Troubles over here. There's a bunch of teams right now just all on top of each other. And then Pro Era. Pro Era, are they able to get the revives? Because Pro Era, they were not taken out from the hit list. And look at this. The hit list. They were the team that ended up getting taken out right here. Pro Era, they're still alive, Necro.
Still alive and cooking. With all 4 players as well, so it's quite impressive. HTV, I personally do not like the position that HTV is in. So exposed, also not even having the high ground to work with. There is a team right on top of them, so the threat is lingering around on top of their heads for sure. Lotus, 2 players knocked out. Thirdeye looking to make it hurt, looking to capitalize on that fact. But again, Thirdeye is one of those teams that is right on the bottom of the board. And if they are able to wipe out Lotus, they're definitely going to make a huge statement. Grenade, yup, cooked to perfection. And well, there you go. Jess finds an opening right over there. Lotus, somewhere down line. The struggle clearly seen. Salt, the kill leader right there. And well, it's just Jess. The man's looking unstoppable. He's looking like the unstoppable force of nature. And Thirdeye, it seems like finally they're able to activate it.
Yeah, but this team's in dead last. I'm looking at the mini-map. It looks like 100 Trouble is about to run over Pro Era. Huge fight right there, considering both of those teams only 3 points away from each other. In Pro Era, 8th place, 100 Troubles 9th place. So I'll keep you posted on the kill feed. I see 100 Troubles in some vehicles. Looks like Pro Era, they were able to get the reset. All 3 members still alive and still healthy. Casper's was almost taken out right there as well. Still up on their knees here, Necro. So I'm paying attention to these teams because these teams are the ones fighting for that 8th place spot. So I'll keep you posted on that because Faker with the pull-up, the unsuccessful pull-up.
Oh, no.
HTV miss prepared. M249 was able to take out Faker right there.
Oh, a little too aggressive, man. Don't know what to say about that. Questionable pull-up as well. HTV, yeah, man got knocked out. But again, Taco losing one more Taco. This leaves only 2 Tacos alive now. Oh, man. Enemy teams definitely hungry, looking to eat the Tacos alive. HTV realizing Tacos are in the front. Ice set, mouth-watering as well, but I don't know how HTV are going to look to at least get those kills in their hands for now.
Uh-oh. What's that, Pan? Throw some long grenades onto HTV. And it looks like 100 Troubles, instead of running directly towards Pro Era, I believe they were doing some scouting. They recognized, hey, there's a couple teams down here in the south. They immediately popped a U-turn. Now they're playing that northern end of the zone next to Thirdeye. Meanwhile, down here in the south, you got Pro Era currently fighting for their lives, fighting to remain in that 8th place position.
Look at how skinny his cover is, too. The tree's way too skinny, and Boom is taking a lot of shots. Even though he's behind the cover, some parts of his body are being exposed, and that's why you do see the smoke lopped in from mids. Trying to help out Boom, because Boom's isolated behind that spot. He's not really able to make it back to safety. Talk about isolation, though. Myth being taken out and instantly confirmed. Boom realizes where he got taken out from. Boom, as soon as he moves out from that cover, he's taking a lot of shots onto himself. Pro Era being really proactive in these final moments.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need, too. That's exactly what they need, too. Next zone as well.
Oh, man.
Kind of favoring them. Yeah, they're not in it. Yeah, they got their back against the blue, and look at this open field ahead of them. But they're doing a good job at taking down HTV. And if they can continue to make sure to take out Boom and Quan, then they'll have an easy road to reposition into zone, be it smokes.
Yeah, circle moving right on top of Vamps. Vamps are going to be happy campers. Leading currently when it comes to the limb points. No, scratch that. It's actually Thirdeye who have realized the depth of the situation, and now they're trying to adapt. They're trying to fill the void that was created the first 2 days. But is it too late? That's the question. Do they still have the chance to make it to the top 8? Top 8's the goal. It's not that hard. Oh, man.
Wise words from Coach Necro right there. Look at that, the kill feed, 100 Troubles. You were just complimenting Thirdeye. 100 Trouble said, Coach Necro, like you said, it's not that hard. Where's the motivation? We took out Thirdeye. So 100 Trouble, still alive, 3 up. You see on that right-hand side bar, 2 elim points. The thing that worries me, Pro Era still alive down here in the south. Pro Era, I believe, down to just Flash. Remember, they were kind of pinched over there. Nowhere to really go. They needed to take out HTV, but HTV are doing a good job at keeping Pro Era outside of this new play zone.
LeveLx Ultron spotting out a Taco in the front, but still realizes he needs to beat the timing of the zone, so he's going to try to
Pro Era done.
Yeah,
so that opens
Pro
us
Era
up
done.
to 100 Troubles this game to take back that spot. If they got
probably.
enough points.
Yeah, but again, yeah, if they got enough points, because they got taken out too, so that's pretty much neck and neck, man, for the 8th spot. Pretty much neck and neck for the 8th spot. LeveLx, though, this time, with 3 players alive in the game, they can try and make something happen, but not really a lot of elim points. But at least if they keep on going for the positioning points and keep the consistency factor flowing for themselves, then maybe they will have something good in the future to look forward to. TacoLovers, one last man alive, the only Taco left in the server.
Damn, they have 10
limbs. Yeah, they're rolling right now. They're definitely rolling.
They're rolling, but the thing is, they need to be rolling even harder because they got, well, they need 27 points to make into that top 8. So a chicken dinner, actually, from TacoLovers, but they're down to just a solo. A chicken dinner would have definitely shot him up here. But regardless, Yang's still alive. So if Vamp gets his chicken dinner, it's not going to affect the overalls too much. Vamp already in 3rd place. And remember, top 8's the goal here. LeveLx, they could use it. They're in 12th place as of right now. Thing is, LeveLx, they only have 3 elim points right now. So even with the chicken, not sure how much that's going to help boost them here.
I like the confidence that Vamp's showing. LeveLx clearly not really having that much of confidence because they also don't really have that much amount of man number to work with. But clearly, Vamp is showing a lot of confidence. 10 elim points makes a lot of sense to have this much confidence underneath your sleeves. HTV Boom is kind of like the solo survivor. If this nade connects, that should be it for HTV out the game. Decent amount of outing, and yes, the nade connects. Pretty much precise nade right there from Benny. And Vamp, yeah, confidence is shown, but LeveLx, this game is really important for them. They need just try and get something done over here. So Vamp now, pretty much a huge smoke clouds being created from their side, just shrouding themselves in the smoke.
Oh, man, I'm actually running the numbers. If LeveLx win this fight and this game, they're only 13 points behind, actually, that 8th place position. So this could be the game for LeveLx to breach that top 8 here, Necro. This is actually pretty big for him.
Big for him indeed. Vamp, look at this. It just came down to a complete stalemate. Now, this is where players might just start thinking or overthinking, as I'd like to say. And maybe that can help him out. Not that well, but the nade connects from Benny. Benny's just so good and precise when it comes to connecting those nades, and he's just able to find the opening, and the floodgates open as well from their side. Rage pushing through. LeveLx is pretty much next to impossible for them to get the res happen back up. Carnage looking somewhere else. You need to look in the front, and that's what exactly he's not doing. M762 making it hurt, and well, this time it's going to be Vamp getting that chicken dinner, man.
Yeah, congrats to Vamp. Vamp, one of the teams that you and I spoke with pre-show day 1. We talked about teams definitely looking for that comeback compared to last season. I believe it was like PMCO, where I don't think they qualified, but by not many points. So for them to flip the switch here, you can definitely tell they've been practicing, grinding, and preparing for this very moment to qualify, to be top 8, to make it to PMPL. But that game, LeveLx, you called LeveLx here today, a team to kind of watch out for. That was your wild card. They got 16 points, and if I'm not wrong, they needed 13 points to tie that 8th place position.
Oh my God, it's just
that's how crazy today
intense.
is. Like, all it takes is one solid game, and you're right there within reach. If not, in that 8th place position. Like that 8th place spot, I'm telling you, Necro, the last game, we're legit. We're gonna have like 5 teams competing for that one spot because that's how close it's gonna be. Let's check out the overall, or let's check out the leaderboards that is from this last game because I need to know. I need to get my numbers down packed because I'm going crazy right now trying to crunch these numbers.
Oh man, I mean Vamp, of course, with 29 points, pretty much winning that game. TacoLovers, though, beautiful outing from their side, 18 points from them. I want to see overall ranking so bad right now because TacoLovers
Right?
having a decent place. I'm pretty sure even they are going to be pretty close to get that 8th spot or pretty close to that 8th spot. So TacoLovers, this is going to be really huge for them as individual players coming through in. And as you mentioned, this is their second time to try and make it in the PMPL.
Not only that, look at the numbers from that game. TacoLovers Fly Yards had around 800 damage done that game. So TacoLovers, all game long, we saw Yas at the very beginning with the mini no scope taking shots, and that's exactly what the TacoLovers need to be doing here. You know, just coming into every game and just playing loose, ready to go. And I already see people in the chat talking about the TacoLovers, and they did wipe out Katalysts that game too, and made it look pretty solid. So the TacoLovers having a fantastic match. I'm looking forward to see if they can
Oh,
continue with that here.
TacoLovers definitely have a really fantastic match. Let's take a look at the second page of the match rankings and let's find out how things really look for the teams that didn't really do that great in the game. And F7, as I mentioned, yesterday had a big day, but again, today is the day of slip ups for them. 3 games out the way now, and not really able to do that great from the 3 games. Yeah, they're still going to be in top 8, but again, you do not want to be that. You do not want to be one of those teams that are on 8th spot because the 8th spot is looking so vulnerable right now. And if you're on 8th spot, you're also going to be having a lot of paranoia, a lot of panic that will start to set in.
It is definitely going to be up for grabs. And if we do, overall, do I hear overall leaderboards? Because I want to see who, after that last game, was able to get that 8th place spot. Oh, not yet. Oh, they're still. That's how close the numbers are, man. Not yet. They're still adding
Oh,
it up. It's because every game, that 8th place spot, there's a new squad taking it for themselves. So you definitely respect the admins back in the back
mhm.
scenes, making sure everything is right, everything is correct, because I feel like it is going to come down to 1 or 2 points. That's going to be the deciding factor at the end of today. Let's check out leaderboards. We got him here, Necro.
Yep, there we go. Overall rankings in front of us, and Chosen, of course, leading the charge. But Ogilvy right on the 8th spot. Pro Era moved up a little bit. F7 slipping down again on 6th spot. So, yeah, 8th spot is looking really close. Ogilvy, as I mentioned, the confidence somewhere down line missing, and now it's hurting them. It's biting them in the back. 84 points and 89. I want to see the next page, how the next page is looking like, because that's where we'll be able to calculate how things are really looking like on the next page and which teams are really looking to take this 8th spot because TacoLovers after that decent performance, they're going to be really close as well. So they're going to be also in the marathon to try and take the 8th spot. So I want to see the next page unfold.
Yeah, actually getting a little concerned with Ogilvy, right? Oh, look at this. LeveLx
Oh my
now
god, it's so
tied.
close.
Dude,
72,
hold up.
79, 84, 84.
Eh,
Oh,
Yes,
dude, it's really
8,
close.
9,
It's so
10.
close.
3 teams, 84. It's an actual tie right now between 3 different teams for that 8th place spot. I'm foaming at the mouth because this is unreal, Necro.
Yeah, man, this is indeed unreal. This is just getting so intense. I mean, I honestly feel kind of bad for Ogilvy as well, but again, as I mentioned, there's so many deserving teams over here that I feel like that do deserve to move on forward. Hunter Troubles as well, stepping it up on the last day, filling up the voids that they made in the first 2 days. Oh man, a lot of deserving teams, but not a lot of slots, man. Only 8 teams can move forward, and with that being said, a quick shout out to our producer as well, who's behind the scenes doing a great job.
Doing a great job at keeping us in check too, because man, no wonder they had to take a little extra time because they ran the numbers and it said 84, 84, 84. Yeah, you definitely need to check to make sure everything's correct with that one because right now we got a 3-way standoff for that 8th place spot, ladies and gentlemen. We got Miramar, we got Erangel, and then we're done. So don't go anywhere. Things are only starting to heat up. We'll be right back. What is going on, everybody? We are back. Hopefully, some of these aspiring pros get back in the game. I see them in the chat on the break, getting ready to let it rip. Miramar coming up next here, Necro. We got a three-way tie as of right now. We got Ogilvy, 100 Troubles, and LeveLx, man. 3 teams tied with 84, and then the hit list right beneath that 84 with 79 points. So it is going to be so close as we head into this Miramar map.
Indeed, it's going to be really close, man. Eighth and seventh spot under contention, and as I mentioned, F7 as well are slipping and sliding by. If the next game they're not really able to do so, then we should be able to see them on either in seventh or eighth spot. So F7, dangers lingering on your head too. All you need to do is just perform really well inside this game, and then maybe a little bit more, like not even that many points. Maybe just get like 5 or 6 points. That's enough for you guys to solidify that spot that you have. 5 or 6 points in each and every single games that are coming up. Miramar, of course, is going to be the map that we're going to be heading inside. So a huge map. I do want to see some teams just going out for early engagements.
Meanwhile, you have the Chosen with 90 elim points as of right now. The Chosen, I think you and we talked about him here on day one. I believe after 2 games too. Let's get into the match, by the way. But I can recall it was like game 2, game 2, day 1 on Sanhok. You and I were like, listen, the Chosen, just give them that invite. Like, the Chosen have been dominating this lobby, and their points clearly demonstrate just that. So I'm looking forward to watching the Chosen in PMPL. I think they will do really well in that lobby, and a breath of fresh air, right, compared to those other squads who are still going to be competing in PMPL because they secured their spots last season. So looking forward to the Chosen. I'm looking forward to Lotus. Same could be said with Vamp. Those 3 teams have been consistent every single game so far, every single day.
I mean, there has to be some hidden talent coming out as well. Come on, like there has to be some teams that are doing it on purpose, that they're not really performing that well and that are in top 8. And then when you actually do see them play in PMPL, it's just a complete different rodeo for them. And I have seen that happen in the past. Like I'm of course like a person who used to cast SA region quite a lot, and in that region, man, it's just like a lot of teams just going for those kind of plays at the start, that they just don't expose any strategies. They show you as if they're really bad. They want you to think that they're really bad, and then when it matters the most, that's when they strike.
Would you say we have any teams here kind of demonstrating those tactics that you're mentioning?
I mean, it's really hard for me to tell, man, honestly, because it's like the teams that are just trying to go or just trying to qualify in top 8 as well. It's like Pro Era, right? They're right on the bottom over there. And it's really hard for me to tell if there's any other team. F7 definitely kind of stepped up the game in the end moment. So maybe I would say F7 has to be one of those teams that will, if they're able to qualify, that maybe they can be those hidden talents out there. But 100 Troubles over here.
Wow.
Already causing a lot of trouble for the Chosen. One man taken out. And the Chosen, you said you were going to opt out for them. You said you were going to look out for them inside this game, and catch the curse is real.
Is it? Because I think the Chosen are straight chilling, right? I think they're straight chilling now. The team that really needs to watch out is 100 Troubles. 100 Troubles, yeah, there's some tasty elim points right here, but you cannot allow your teammates to get thirsted. You need to keep everybody up and alive. Wancho going to be in the front lines here. Going to be popping out with that Uzi. 1, 2, there's 2 elim points. But look at this. In the back lines, looks like Lan and Poppy, they pulled up in the death bus. 2v4, let's see what can happen.
And look at that. Uzi as well will make it shred in the close range. So the Chosen will need to play things a little safe over here. Lan as well has a UMP to work with, so it's a deadly weapon, but still against UMP in that close of a range, I don't know, man. I would go with Uzi. I would go with Uzi over here. Uzi will win these battles any day. Moves out in the open, takes a couple of shots onto himself. Manland now doesn't really have full HP to work with anymore. And look at the guy on the top. Guancho is just so proactive on the spot that he's found himself in. A high ground to work with. Poppy as well. He's wielding a fucking Uzi in his hands. And, well, he will fall down.
All right, hold up. The celebration. Hold up. We're not there yet, fellas. 4 elim points, though. I get it. That's solid. That is perfect. This is going to be north of Graveyard, too, by the way. Pro Era, a little south of the Graveyard, so those two squads being awfully close to each other. Looks like 100 Trouble is going to be pulling off, trying to catch their breath after that nice little 4 early game elim points. So technically, remember, we had 8th place, 9th place, and 10th place tied at 84 points. Now, that would give 100 Troubles 88 points. So technically, that squad wipe allowed them to get to 8th place spot as of right now.
Oh, man. Katalyst and El Pozo looking really safe over here. Nothing really to worry about. So Katalysts are going to be chilling big time. But still, Circle is what really matters quite a lot in these moments. And Vamp, as you mentioned, looking really good in the overall rankings. They're pretty much big chilling. Even if they're not able to perform inside this game, there's nothing to worry about.
Also saw a couple fans in the chat during the break for Vamp, cheering for him, cheering for Mayo, cheering for Tokyo, and Benny, as well as Rage. So that is pretty nice to see that some of these squads develop the fan base too while competing here in the Pro League North American Qualifiers, because some of these squads like Vamp, we will definitely see moving forward. With only 2 more games to go, I'm pretty sure they're confident, sitting at 153 total points as of right now. Pretty sure they're confident that they will be moving forward. So looking forward to seeing these squads compete in PMPL. But really, the main story right now, with only 2 more games to go, has to be F7. Are they going to continue to slide down these leaderboards? It has to be Pro Era, Ogilvy, 100 Troubles, and LeveLx. Who will be the team to get that 8th place position and clutch out here in the final 2 games of the evening?
Who will be that team? That's what I'm wondering too. I mean, already the team that's top in the charts is out the game, so that's a huge threat and neutralized for every single team that's in the lobby. Lotus as well will have a huge sigh of relief because now they will be able to get the lead back up on the #1. But again, it doesn't really matter. Top 8, it's a goal, and you're not really going to gain anything, even if you do get in the #1 spot, maybe just a little bit of bragging rights, as you mentioned in the past. But yeah, HQA 2 now looking to make it in. And all 4 players, you can see, they're just utilizing the vehicles, making those rotations happen quick on their feet. And this is what I really like to see. TacoLovers, though, huge separation coming out, but there's no one really around them. So there's nothing much to worry about.
Not much to worry about for the TacoLovers, but at the same time, the TacoLovers currently in 12th place with 72 total points. Last game, we saw the TacoLovers all game long just kind of looking for trouble, looking for fights, looking to get into engagements. And they were able to walk away with a couple elim points that really helped boost them up the overall leaderboard. So I would kind of like to continue to see that from the TacoLovers, that reign of terror that we saw from last game, because they made it look pretty solid here. They did get that nice squad wipe onto Katalysts that I think is going to set them in the right direction. So we'll keep tabs on them as Vamp. I got to say, Vamp, one of the best teams, at least here in this lobby on Miramar. Looks like Rage out here going to be taking some shots at the Hitlist. And the Hitlist, the team, 11th place as of right now. The Hitlist, one of those teams on the cusp here, Necro, that, well, let's be honest, they can't afford to get taken out right here.
They can't. They cannot afford to get taken out right here. Yeah, 100 Troubles already kicking things off on good enough. 4 elim points in their hands. That's the only team who has any kind of elim points. Miramar game is definitely going to be really slow, and this is what I'm expecting. And of course, I mean, consider the fact that even a smaller map like Sanhok went so slow. So of course, Miramar has to be even slower. So I'm not really expecting a lot of action in the starting few moments. It was just 100 Troubles kind of like dropping on or challenging the team chosen and trying to take him out. But 100 Troubles, they're out for blood, and they're looking to take each and every single team out here. They're looking to find some victims.
That they are already with 4. Ooh, this is going to be HQA right ahead of them. HQA currently in 5th place on the overall. Tiny Pig, Sup Pig, those two players have been working pretty swell here in tandem so far in this lobby. See what they can pull off here. They definitely are aware of 100 troubles right there across the way. Wancho needs to be careful not to overextend and get knocked out right there, because that'll set back this game plan, this play.
Talk about setback. That's a care package right in the front. Airdrop. Is anyone going to be going for that? That's my question. Pro Arrow Flash being spotted. Beautiful eyes. I mean, some eagle eyes over here. Tiny Pig. Definitely got some big eyes, though. 100 troubles. Yeah. For now, they found themselves a safe spot. But if they do decide to move out, HQA is just going to rain down terror on them, because HQA clearly do have the high ground to work with. But HQA, too, they cannot really overstep, because Pro Arrow is right on top of them. We did see on that little high ground how they found themselves in.
Got a standoff right here, man. Standoff right here in the center, too. And I'm a little more worried for 100 troubles, because they're in a position that they're kind of open to the north of Graveyard from another squad to possibly push behind them. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember Thirdeye were over there. And last game, Thirdeye were pretty aggressive last game. They had a couple solid elim points. So 100 troubles, they do not want to get stuck in the crosshairs of Thirdeye right now. A team playing with nothing to lose, because that could really play spoiler here to that push that 100 Thieves were posturing on the HQA.
100 Thieves, huh?
Is that what I said?
Yeah. 100 Thieves, man. You're a man inspired.
They're stealing the points.
Team, aren't you?
They're stealing the points. All right.
They are the thieves, indeed, man. They're able to steal the points. They're able to kick off some. Yep, they're able to kick off really well. And yeah, still 15 teams alive. And look at this M24 crosshairs trained. Vamp in the front. Oh, Neo. It's just looking for some skulls, man. Someone peek out in his crosshair, please. I want to see him. I just want to hear that sound. I want to see skulls being cracked.
This is so calm for like a second to last game of a tournament.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's weird. Honestly, it feels kind of weird, not gonna lie. Because I've never seen, at the end of the tournament, things being this calm. Because usually the bottom of the board, teams start hunting teams down. But pretty much just, try to play for fun, try to play to have fun. And over here, it doesn't matter. Each and every single team is going for that, just safer play. And in the end, they just think that maybe there's still a little hope, a little glimmer of hope that they'll be able to make it in top 8.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and I do believe that is the exact reason, right? Because, for example, Katalysts, we saw right there, 14th position, 2 more games to go. They're only 24 points behind qualifying in that 8th place spot, right? That's not a lot of points. That's one game. That's one chicken dinner with a couple elim points, and then boom, you're there in 8th place. So I do kind of chalk it up to the reason why even these bottom teams, or teams that you would think are the bottom because of the overall leaderboards, that's why they're playing so safe, right? Because they still do have that chance to qualify to PMPL, and that's what's so insane about this, that there's so many teams in the running still, Necro.
Man, high hopes indeed from each and every single team. I mean, for themselves. 100 Thieves, right? I mean, 100 Troubles. Oh my God.
I got you too. Oh man, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy.
It is, man. 100 Troubles right in the smack center as well. Team right next to them. I hate you for that. You know that.
I honestly, I don't blame either of us. I got the graphic with their logo on it, and their logo is like, come on, come on. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Lotus, I'm not worried, man. The Chosen, Lotus, and Vamp, that I guess that's where we can kind of start to talk about, right? Yes, GameChangers, TacoLovers, Katalysts. I understand why you're playing so safe, because you can still qualify. But then you got the Chosen, Lotus, and Vamp. You could do whatever. you could do whatever. And the Chosen, they did just that, right? They got that early fight. But I'm looking at Lotus and Vamp. Like, these two teams could do whatever they want to do, and they'll still qualify. And the fact that they're still kind of playing really passive, really slow and safe, that is what surprises me the most.
Me too. And we're seeing now Casper catching some bullets with the M762 of mitts from HTV. Legal right in the front, making some illegal movement. Oh, no. That's not really a great placement he found himself in, man. It's just straight up proned out in the open, and Law left really far away from the teammates. Talk about consistency, and this is exactly what I was worried for. F7. Consistency factor missing. Law really far away. Also gave his position with the shots that he took. So HTV now well aware of where Law's position. They just don't know if the player's from the same team or not. Mitts does know what exactly is going on in the front. Taco being spotted. Yank's position compromised. Yank has no clue though, but Mitts' position finally being revealed. Taking a lot of shots onto himself. Well, luckily he's got the level 3 helmet.
Ogilvy up here on the high ground. I like that a lot. Jason, gonna get some intel onto Katalysts, a team that we just talked about, how 24 points, that's all they need, top 8. The dream is definitely still alive, but Neo and Kodo connected on as they look to push out of that compound underneath the thumb of Ogilvy. Not what you want to see. King A running out there using that little lit for cover, trying to group up with their teammates, trying to get the revive, the reset, the much needed pickups as well. Because if you're a team really grinding to qualify, you want to have all your teammates alive, of course. But Jason just doing such a good job at playing that Overwatch role to allow Echo to just push up here and just be so aggressive.
Did I just hear SKS? Did you hear the SKS? It's been, I mean, it's a rare sight, man. I haven't really seen a lot of teams utilize SKS. Interesting. I felt like I heard SKS there for a moment.
We'll find
out.
out.
Yeah, Ogilvy.
Maybe Jason. Maybe Jason. I mean, Jason's all the way up there, right? Would be a nice weapon to use. Oh, but Vamp coming up on the opposite end of the road. Oh, this is like worst case scenario right now for Katalysts. This is not where they want to be. They do not want to get stuck between two different squads.
Indeed. Do not want to be stuck between two different squads. Ogilvy right in the front. Vamp. Do know there's a team in the front on the other half. I mean, on the other side. Behind the ridge. Now, Ogilvy, as I mentioned, clearly confidence lacking. And you can see the way they're not even making those peaks, not even challenging the fights. Jason all the way in the back. Huge separation from Ogilvy, but Ogilvy realized they need to win this. What did I just see?
You saw HQA pushing across this graveyard church to take out our favorite squad, the TacoLovers. That's what you just saw.
Oh, look at the Molotov. Trying to flush Faker out of his spot. But not really on the mark. The Flame's not really spreading that wide, so TacoLovers now found themselves in luck. But HQA, the way they're trying to retreat, they're quite out in the open. TacoLovers could have tried to inflict some more pain, but they just didn't have any angles. Faker finally gets spotted, gets instantly taken out. Lotus is in the front. Of course, Salt's gonna just pepper a lot of salt on top of TacoLovers. Talk about salt, man. Do you like a lot of salt in your food?
Yeah, you definitely need some salt on your meat over here. We got, down in Miami, we got Salt Bay. So that dude's known for sprinkling that salt on your food. So
I love salt, man.
Just tastes so good. Just
I love
tastes
salty
so good.
and spicy stuff.
What's happening out here? Ogilvy, game changer. So Ogilvy, as of right now, 8th place. But remember, it's a 3-way tie. And also remember that 100 troubles already with 4 elim points. So Ogilvy, they cannot afford to lose this battle against Game Changers.
Indeed, they cannot, man. And now Ogilvy as well, looking to make the rotation inside the zone. There we go. Game Changer spots out the rotation. Oh, this is quite risky. If the tires do pop out, this is where the buggy will start to spin. But Ogilvy, they've at least found themselves, or at least Echo himself, found himself in a little bit of safer sights for now. That shack, I wouldn't really call it safe, but of course, it's better than being out in the open. So you would rather take any piece of compound that's available at this point in time. Game Changers, though, Look at Russell having the high ground. He is making it. He's using it to perfection, gaining a lot of info on any of the teams out in the front. M24 in the hands of Neo, looking to crack some skulls open. Is he going to be able to do so?
Katalysts right now, they're just trying to survive. Right? Let's be real. They're trying to survive. They got Vamp behind them this whole time, just continuing to apply that pressure from down south. And now to the north, you got GameChangers thinking about using these vehicles to push. Oh, there we go, Memo. Let's go. That's a great one right there from Memo to be able to get that vehicle explosion, because GameChangers, they were looking to push that boulder.
Looking to push the boulder, but again, they're just looking. They're not going to do it instantly. So GameChangers are going to take sweet little time to try and make it happen. Yep, SKS, there we go. I was right. SKS is not really a weapon that's used that much in pro plays. So definitely a unique choice of weapon. I would say it's pretty nice as well to see a little bit of variety coming through. So, yeah.
Mayo.
Yeah.
Mayo had it in a bush. Too obvious, Mayo. Not a top 10 bush for sure.
Oh,
not a confirmed Dave's top 10 bush. I do respect you trying. And, well, that's going to be the Chosen. That's going to be Vamp. So 2 out of the top 3 teams taken out already. That's going to open up for these other squads looking to take that #1 spot. But over here, big fight. HQA. Nice little crossfire here. We see a couple of the TacoLovers looking to press here, looking to flush out HQA, but the cover fire, the crossfire from HQA inside the church, really strong position from them.
And another thing that I'm really noticing over here is that none of the teams are risking it for the airdrop. I mean, I haven't seen any airdrop weapons in all these 3 days, if I'm not wrong. Look at the pigeon on the left.
Yeah, look at the pigeon just looking at you like, you got this, you got this. We don't care if it's the TacoLovers or not. You got this. And look at that. Look at that. Chiwang popping in from behind, saying, surprise. Yep. Listen to the inner pigeon faker, about 1 HP right there. Popping back in to cover Yang with the lead peek AKM. Nice trade right there. Chiwang, oh, popping up with the UMP. The TacoLovers, they're steamrolling right now, Necro.
Indeed, steamrolling through. HQA, there we go.
Got him.
Final man. And that's the final nail in the coffin. HQA out the game. Yep, TacoLovers, they're just doing really good. And 3 players surviving after that fight. That's quite huge. They're just holding the fort down. They're just defending. And to breach that defense is going to be really tough for any of the teams. Pro Era taking some cap shots in the front. The Hitlist is the team. K19 Esports as well eliminated 7 teams alive. 22 players in total, make it 21. Ogilvy out the game too.
Not good for Ogilvy, that's for sure. Not good for Ogilvy. They are going to be sweating bullets in this last match. Ogilvy need a top 3 finish to even feel good in the last game. That's how close it is, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder, if you are just now tuning in, top 8 qualify to PMPL. Hey, shout out to the 7 Worlds Gaming in the chat, by the way. Thank you, sir. Tuning in at the right time.
Yeah.
Things are heating up. 6 teams to go. 100 troubles. Necro still alive. 4 elim points. Holding down the east side. If they can take out Pro Era right here, that would be huge.
If they can take out... No, it's quite tough, though, to take them out. Pro Era, yeah, they still need to try and move inside the zone. So 100 troubles. I almost called them 100 thieves again. 100 troubles are going to have a little... 100 troubles are going to be a little problem, or a little trouble, as I'd like to say. But a beautiful nade from Russell catches Flash. Wow. That's some precise utility utilization coming in through from the side of Russell. Another nade to follow it up to find the confirmation, but that's not going to be the case instead. Fishy's positions really well. If any one of the 100 troubled people just decide to be really aggressive, Fishy will play an instrumental role in that to shut that push down.
Yeah, for sure, because every time 100 troubles, they pop out, try to get within grenade range. Fishy has a really solid sight line, especially with Thirdeye kind of just avoiding them right now, wrapping all the way around the north, finding that little ridge to work with. Fishy can still hold down this position and pretty much counter 100 troubles, like you mentioned.
100 troubles, yeah. Inside the little house they found themselves in. They're able to hold it down pretty well. They're also right on the edge of the circle, so there's nothing really to worry about again. But if the next circle moves away from them, that's when troubles will start knocking their door. Pro Era right on top of 100 troubles. Now, I feel like the way Pro Era has found themselves in, they can try and utilize this high ground as a huge kind of like a benefit over 100 troubles, but still, there are teams in the left, and that's one of them. One of them has to be TacoLovers. That's going to be causing a lot of problems for Pro Era. But look at Fishy already booking a slot inside the zone. Not inside the zone, but yeah, quite close to the players of Game Changer.
Oh no, Russell! Russell! Huge misplay.
F's in the chat for that. We need F's.
Still alive though. At least they didn't die. At least they didn't die. Well, that's going to open up these grenades to pan.
And that also bought so much time for Pro Era to be comfortable in the spot they found themselves in. So yeah, the Molotov, as I said, it could have been really good. The Molotov could have been game-changing, but just now, because he messed it up, 100 troubles, giving a lot of time away for the enemy to try and readjust and recalibrate. Pro Era, 3 players in the front, a huge separation coming in from Fishy. 3-1 split coming through, and yup, Fishy with left with no other choice rather than move out in the open, and Cess will capitalize on top of it. 100 troubles, making it hurt. Tacos as well exposed. Taking shots left and right. Pro Era now looking to take down 100 troubles. Push comes through from the side of Pro Era as well. Same thing happened from 100 troubles, but the push just got shut down. Even the 100 troubles having a clear high ground, still not able to convert it into a victory against Pro Era.
They tried, right? They tried. 14 points altogether for 100 trouble. That's going to set them up pretty solid for this last game. So Pro Era looking to capitalize on this. Same thing with the Hitlist. The Hitlist, 11th position. Pro Era, 7th position. These two teams, huge game for them. Same could be said with TacoLovers. So all 3 teams definitely needing this top 3 finish. Maybe even the winner chicken dinner. Necro, the last game. I cannot stress enough. It is going to be so close for that 8th place slot, especially with the results that we've been seeing here so far.
Yeah, exactly. Last game definitely has to be one of the most closest games out there. And I also do want to see overall rankings pretty quickly after this game to get a little idea of how things are going to be looking like, or how close things are going to be looking like in the last game. M16A4 in action. Hitlist making it rain onto Pro Era. Pro Era just not able to keep the comfort level up. Top 2 teams alive. Hitlist. They found a knockout on themselves. And oh no, Casper, even though he's taking a lot of shots, he still peeks out. A little bit of bold move, but still too bold to be foolish. And now there we go. Jatji just making it. Oh, I don't know what exactly went through Jatji's head right there. I think so. You try to run him over, but Pan's crosser or Pan's aim is a little too good. So Jatji got caught, and now Hitlist left in such an uncomfortable spot. I don't know why Jatji did that. That was a throw.
Yeah, kind of throwing from the side of the hit list, considering they are in 11th position overall. Yes, we are in a top 2 situation. Now Iconic going to be forced to kind of carry the baton, Pan out there in the open, going for that swapperino. Oh, the hit list though. So Jat-G not going out in vain. Iconic coming out on top, clutching it out at the final moment. So the hit list, winner, chicken dinner. They were in 11th position. 79 points that game. This 8th place spot, Necro. This 8th place spot
too close to comfort.
I mean, this game alone, it was already a 3-way tie for 84 points. Like, what's going to happen in this last match, ladies and gentlemen? Let's check out the match ranking for this game.
So unpredictable. That's what's getting me really anxious. But yeah, match rankings in front of us. Hitlist getting 29 points. That's quite a lot of points in their hands with 14 KP. Pro Era as well having decent outing from that game, so at least they will be able to keep that spot they had. TacoLovers as well now should be able to contest it. Talk about consistency, man. Got to give it to TacoLovers. Previous game as well did quite decent. Now as well doing quite decent. If the final game as well, if they're able to pull off some decent amount of points like this, then maybe TacoLovers, it's going to be close, but still the final game has to be a pop-off game for any of these teams.
Yeah, shout out to, for sure, like you said, the TacoLovers, 2 games in a row. And we talked about this in the beginning of the day. Like, the TacoLovers, definitely a team that kind of ramps it up as the day progresses, right? And, well, the hit list, Jat-G, definitely a standout player this last game. 6 elim points to themselves. over 6K kilometers traveled that game. So they were going all over the place. And also over 1,000 damage from Jack G. Just a little interesting kind of stat right there. So GG's. Let's check out this next page, Joe. Let's see who didn't get that many points on Miramar. Vamp, the Chosen. Yeah, we saw them get taken out very early on. Not too concerned with them, but I am, Necro, concerned with Ogilvy and F7 Esports here.
Yeah, no, Ogilvy, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just not able to perform today. Confidence is missing big time, and confidence was the main key that was keeping Ogilvy in the top 8. And now confidence missing, Ogilvy, they just seem so lost. And it's honestly tough for me to tell because what exactly they need to improve, because they're just not getting a lot of spotlight. The observers are just not able to spectate them because Ogilvy are just not able to get themselves on the board. So Ogilvy overall, things are really slipping by. Vamp, of course, was one of those teams that got eliminated early on with F7, the Chosen, and Vamp. Now another team that I'm really worrying for is F7. They're going to move down to 7th spot. So interesting.
Very interesting. And ladies and gentlemen, just in case you are tuning in, because we are going to be heading into the final map here of the North American PMPL qualifiers. The objective here, top 8. You want to find yourself either 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th. Those top 8 spots will advance to PMPL. So that is the objective here. If you're 1st place, if you're 8th place, doesn't really matter. Yeah, 1st place, you get some bragging rights. GG's to you. But that 8th place spot is going to be so close here. Let's check it out. Who was able to snatch it that last game? F7 Esports. They've been sliding down here, Necro.
Told you, man. Told you. F7 as well. Final day, I don't know what's wrong with a lot of teams. Ogilvy as well slipping by. F7 as well slipping by. And look at Hitlist, dude. A 7th spot after that game. That's huge. That's a big game. This makes me wonder.
Only 108 points.
7th and 8th point. 7th and 8th point. They're under contestation, dude. If Hitlist is not really able to keep the consistency going, even Hitlist spot is not confirmed yet in the top 8.
Not at all. Let's check out this next page. This is really what people want to see. So 105 was going to be
so close.
87,
87, 86, 75. Oh my God.
So 100 troubles need about 7 points to breach that 8th place position. So, and then right behind them, oh wow, yeah, TacoLovers have definitely been catching up. Ogilvy, dude, they start today in that top 8.
Imagine Ogilvy just pop off in the final game of Erangel.
They need to. As of right now, they are no longer qualified for PMPL. So they 1000% need to, alongside TacoLovers, LeveLx, 100 troubles. 100 troubles, I got to say, today, just night and day for this one team, because they start today all the way in 14th position, but they have consistently been getting points every single game. So 100 troubles, definitely changing up something. Not sure what it was, but they are already doing a remarkable job here. So you have to assume this one team, they're looking to seal the deal. They're looking to finish what they started here today, Necro.
Yep, looking to finish what they started, but this is getting really close, dude. Even GameChangers have a fair bit of chance. If the final game they're able to pop off. Again, now, this is what really leads me to the final 2 teams now, Thirdeye and K19. It's done. It's donezo. Let's be honest. Let's be completely brutal over here with the truth. It's donezo. Please go and try to hunt some teams down. I want to see some early action, and this is what I'm here for. I want you guys to put up a content. I want you guys to go for flashy plays, because the final game is the right moment to shine.
Well, the final game, ladies and gentlemen, will be right after this break. More content coming your way. Don't go nowhere. One more game, ladies and gentlemen. One more game to go. Top 8 advance to PMPL. It is close. It is about time. The players currently loading up in the lobby. We saw last game 100 troubles, they were popping off. The Hitlist were popping off. Pro Era were popping off. So all the teams that need to clutch it out at this final moment, they're doing just that here, Necro.
Oh man, they're doing just that. And as we say, seventh and eighth spot are looking so wonderful right now, man. Anyone can take it. There's still like 5 teams that are trying to fight for those spots. And if the teams that are already on seventh and eighth spot, they will need to have a really good game, or at least start praying to their gods that maybe, hey, all these teams that are trying to take them over, that they just die early off in the game. And this is why I feel like the teams that are on the bottom too, they have a huge chance of trying to spoil anyone's game over here.
Not only that, the TacoLovers, dude. We got to talk about them a little bit here. I know they're still kind of beneath that top 8 spot, but 2 games in a row, they've been popping off, man. They've been getting into some engagements. They've been winning these fights. So there's a couple teams that, although they're not in that 8th and 9th place spot, they're still performing really well. So if you are one of these teams right there on that cusp, you have to be worried about this type of thing.
You have to be worried, man. Indeed, you got to be worried because F7 as well now has a lot of threat lingering on their head. As I mentioned, they're not even in top 8 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, same thing goes with Ogilvy. They got kicked out. So Uh, yeah, a lot of teams are. It's just really hard for me to like understand what exactly is going to go because, as I mentioned, a lot of teams looking to take those 2 slots away. Seventh and eighth position looking so vulnerable, and there's 5 teams, if I'm not wrong, who are trying to take it away. And add those 2 teams on that are already on those spots. There's like 7 teams in total who are trying to get those 2 slots. 7-2, man. That's huge. This is way too intense, and this is way too close to comfort.
Yeah, so with that in mind, those mid-pack teams that are so close to snatching that 8th place spot, it really leaves you to wonder. K19, Thirdeye, Katalysts, these bottom 3 teams. Now's the time, right? Like, if they want to qualify, they need a chicken dinner confirmed, number 1, and they also need a lot of elim points, number 2. So let's see what these teams can acquire here, ladies and gentlemen. Last game of the North American Pro League qualifiers. Let's get it, Necro.
Last game, man. Here we go. The final time we're going to be seeing this Erangel being played in the, as you mentioned, the Pro League finals of the NA qualifiers over here. And now I do want to see how things. I mean, again, man, I honestly, I wish I could just like speed. I could just speed through, and I just want to see like how things are going to be looking like in the mid game because again, the way we've been seeing how things are being played, I'm not really expecting for any early clashes again. Not any of these teams that are not going to try to fight early on. Maybe there are a couple of teams traversing on Northern Georgia pool side. That might just happen, but tacos as well, just like always, they like to split from each other, drop near Corey, get their loot, get the comfort loot. Hitlist as well going to be dropping near Fair Pier. Then you have under T as well, which is probably going to try to go near military base. I do want to see Ogilvy. They're probably going to go in military base, but again, because of the plane fly path, this is just making things so uncomfortable for a lot of teams.
For sure, for sure. And I'm really looking at 100 troubles. Are they going to drop here, get a vehicle, and once again send it up north to Stalber slash Kameshki? That's something that they've been trying to do here all evening long. Real quick, shout out to Sheepman in the chat, a pro player cheering on the hit list. So pretty interesting call right there. And look at this, Necro. The zone number 1. Yep, the zone number. Oh, whoa. We'll come back to that because Pro Era currently backs against
K19.
the wall. This is a big fight. Pro Era, they are in 6th place, but they don't want to get taken out. The points are just too close here, Necro.
Yeah, there we go. K19 looking to spoil their game. And as I said, they can try and play spoiler. That's what they're exactly going for. Pan with the Uzi is going to shred in the close ranges. And oh no, it needs a fresh magazine. And this is where M16A4 comes into play. The burst will connect. Pan will fall down. And K19, oh no, making things so tough for Pro Era. As you mentioned, they need this game in their hands. They need to perform really well. And already down to men, Pro Era, they're going to sweat.
Yeah, they are going to sweat. I'm looking real quick. So they are with 110 points in 6th place. The thing is, 8th place is 105, right? 100 trebles, 98. So some people might hear 110 and think that's a lot, but the way that 100 troubles have been performing here this evening, they're only 12 points behind, knocking them out essentially. So if you are pro era, today has been your day. You have been performing well. You have been getting consistent points. The thing is, you're down to just a duo this early on. Necro, those stress levels have to be at an all-time high right now.
They have to be, man. Especially teams that are in the kind of like they do want to take over the 8th spot. For them, stress levels definitely do have to be all-time high. Thirdeye is another one of those teams that can play for the small sport. HTV is all the way up top, so they don't really need to worry about a lot of things. But the team that I'm really worried about is F7. Now, yesterday they proved that they do deserve being in the top 8. The way they were able to play, just consistent. They were going for those limp points early off. But now, F7 in day 3, they're just slipping and sliding, man. I don't know what to expect from them. And I honestly do want to see F7 move on forward on the bigger stage.
Ooh, look at this. Jas with the full M4 spray. Real quick update onto Pro Era. So another thing that's kind of against them right now is that they are going to be south of the Mount Everest, and that is not in circle number 1. And I do believe K19 are still hunting down those 2 players from Pro Era. So they really have a lot of odds stacked against them as of right now. And, you know, I'm going to keep tabs on this squad in particular because it is an important storyline to follow, Necro. So I'll keep you posted, my man.
Indeed, man. It's an important storyline for sure. Man, I wish I could just like, speed through and just find out what's going to be the outcome. It's just getting me so curious. But 100 troubles already causing a lot of troubles for the teams. Do you see them as well going for those knockouts, going for those early fights? And finally, I'm happy to see some early engagements happening, honestly. This is what I really wanted to see because GameChangers as well, they're eligible for that 8th spot to be taken. 100 troubles, they're able to cause a lot of troubles for GameChangers. So maybe if GameChangers do get taken out, so we can count them out the picture.
Look who's right across the way, too. Look who's right across the way. 100 troubles, looking to defend here, looking to come out on top of the GameChangers. 100 troubles, they could 1000% use these points here. They are so close to qualifying. Getting a couple early elim points would set them up on the right track. LeveLx playing that off angle. Cannot get traded on, cannot get thirsted, needs to stay alive. I feel 100 troubles, they need to keep all 4 up late game to qualify. That's my belief here. That's my belief here. Coldy in the back lines, though, from the GameChangers was taken down out there. You have to assume Coldy is just going to bleed out. Yeah, way too separated, going to bleed out.
Way too separated. We'll have to pay the price for that. GameChangers, maybe they can go for a risky save and try and use those smoke grenades in the clotheslines, but no, instead, the 2 players in the front will need to try and play things a little safe. I do like the separation coming through from the 100D, though. And we got from the back, LeveLx catches the man. Did not even expect Bolty goes down, and the push should come through in no time, and that's what exactly is happening. The Ramen will come through from LeveLx. We do see Russell as well trying to engage and push on forward. Rest is being stuck from Russell. Intentions quite clear. Do want to get the fallen man back up, and he will do so. And Russell now will fight through, but LeveLx still able to strike in and strike him down. And within a blink of an eye, GameChangers out the game. So now we can safely count them out the picture as well.
GameChangers cross off that list of potential teams to qualify, right? And LeveLx right there, swarming in from behind. Clutch play. Clutch play. Honestly, beautiful. That's what you want to see here. So we'll keep tabs on 100 troubles. Currently with 4 elim points here, Necro. They're looking to qualify, man. That was a huge early game engagement from that one team in particular. And they are going to be in Yesnaya right now. They got them to themselves. The thing is, Lotus are looking to rotate near Yesnaya. So we'll keep you posted on that one. That's a big storyline as well. I'm paying attention to these close clutch teams.
TacoLovers too, man. Oh no, they're close to get taken out, Dave, and that's not really looking that great. Yeah, Race from Vamp has been taken out, but Vamp has already secured their spot. TacoLovers, this means really quite a lot, and Vamp can be the dream killers over here. And TacoLovers, yeah, they're quite close. It is possible for TacoLovers to make that spot happen. So now TacoLovers left with only 2 players to work with. Vamp in the front, just looking to inflict a lot of pain. And they're able to do so successfully up till now. So TacoLovers, 2 players left alive. I feel like instead TacoLovers should just go for a safer play because Vamp challenging a fight against them, it's not worth it.
Yeah, and what's even more interesting is behind this, from the quarry side, the Hitlist are rolling in. The Hitlist we saw last game were able to breach that top 8. They are currently in 7th position. Will the Hitlist decide to take a fight with either the TacoLovers or Vamp? Or are they going to risk it this early on? Well, it's getting down to the wire here. It is. Look at this. Nice.
Right next to each other.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I mean, Vamp have nothing to lose. Vamp, they look like they're trying to crash into the Hitlist's rotation. They are in a convoy right next to them. Tokyo leading out the window with the Tommy gun, spraying down Jet G.
Yep, spraying him down. Rotations there from the side of the hit list. 3 players in the front. Vamp, man. Oh, what's going on? Oh, that's his own teammate doing that. Oh, if I'm him, I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, that's a oof. That's a oof, dude, because Vamp, they are in 3rd place. Honestly, nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. They could take this fight. Who has a lot to lose is the Hitlist. They don't have a lot of points keeping them afloat here for qualifications to PMPL.
Yeah, the hit list definitely needs to put on a show again. I mean, they found themselves in top 8, but still, as we know, it's too close for comfort. So I personally don't like the spot they found themselves in. Hitlist will need to put on a consistent performance inside this game. Team Chosen, I mean, things are looking good. Team Chosen, I just want you guys to go out for blood. I don't know why they're playing things so safe. But yeah, Katalysts now in the back. Katalysts as well as one of those teams that probably has given up and their hopes and dreams have shattered.
You would think the Chosen are playing for $1 million first place prize right now.
Yeah.
How passive they're playing in that compound, currently sitting in 1st place. Lotus right behind them. Katalysts, Memo out here in the open, just spamming these shots. Neo from behind, trying to break down the door with the M249, but they are poking the bear. They are taking the fight against the Chosen, who are currently in the hard cover right here.
Yeah, M249 3X, interesting choice coming through. Look at the kickoff that was on the gun as well. I personally like the M249 with just a red dot or maybe a hollow. Nothing much more than that. Maybe a 2X as well, just to amp things up, but not a 3X. I just feel like it's a little too inconsistent, but
I put the 6X on that thing.
It's so inconsistent, though. I mean,
I zoom in. I make sure to get those bullets right there on the forehead.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. We'll get some duos in sometimes, and let's see.
Hey, when we eating that those mayo tacos, man, we'll be eating those mayo tacos. We'll be scrimming it up. I think we're making a team. I mean, think about it. There's so much cash on the line this season or this year, right? The prize pool for PUBG Mobile competitive.
Yeah,
insane.
Might as well just stop casting and just start playing.
Maybe we have. Maybe those are leaks. Maybe we're leaking some stuff right now, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. But talk about leaking some stuff. Thirdeye looking to leak some points up here in the north of this fight against Katalysts and the Chosen.
Look at this. Yeah, Katalysts now in the front. Thirdeye is the team, and look at that. Oh, no, it pops out. And then Thirdeye is just a 4X right there, and he saw the team just coming in right on his face. Kinge lobs in that nade, but it's not really come to perfection. So Thirdeye will have a decent amount of time to try and bounce back in the position they found themselves in, but they blast the right time. So Peaceful falls down, and now Katalyst getting really uncomfortable in the spot they found themselves in. Coda from the back making it hurt as well. Team Chosen kind of helping out Katalyst and putting a lot of damage in onto the players of Thirdeye. Beautiful nade coming in from their side to at least get a confirmation on Katalyst.
Thirdeye are just destroying the dreams of Katalyst right here. Yeah, Katalyst, they're probably going to come on top of this fight Josh trying to follow up this grenade on a King 8, but regardless, being down to just a duo this early in the game for Katalysts, who I do believe are within reach, right? If they have one crazy game, one chicken dinner, could qualify. Jess looking to press over here, full in the health department, connecting on to King A. Now it's up to Kodo to secure the kill, to continue the dream for Katalysts. Was able to clutch that one out.
Indeed was able to clutch that one out. And
But at what cost? At what cost did that counter Katalysts at the end of the day? Down to just a duo.
Down to just a duo indeed. 100 Troubles all the way on north. They have a lot of zone control, but still, I don't like the position that they found themselves in. Look at the south side. It's just a wave of vehicles moving in. Pro Era, too. We saw them taking some early casualties from K19 is one of those spots that try to play this ball sport. HQA will fall down. Skur taking some shots, and it's HQA. It's just trades happening back and forth between these two teams. K19 short of 2 men now. Did he just run him over? Yeah, he did. Wow.
Wow. It is the final game.
Indeed,
K19,
final game.
They are playing so aggressive compared to anything we've seen so far here. Is it too little, too late? K19 with 55 total points as of right now.
Man.
And Katalysts, oof, taken out. So we lost GameChangers, Katalysts, and Thirdeye so far here. 100 Troubles, they need F7 to die. Like, that's a fact. They need F7 to die to give them that fighting chance. And right now, F7 have 2 elim points so far. So it's looking like worst case scenario as of right now. Yes, it's still early game. We're not even 15 minutes in this match. But 100 Troubles are paying close attention to the kill feed. They are waiting for F7 and maybe even the Hitlist to get taken out early here.
If you compare this game to the previous games that we casted over here, definitely aggression has amped up, and I'm really happy to see that, because if teams started doing this way before, the bottom teams that now, for example, K19, they already have 4 points, and they still have 2 players up. That means in the future as well, they should be able to rack up like a couple of more points. So K19 could have been in a way better place. So always just playing for the end game is not really the best thing you can do unless there's like $1 million on the line, as Dave said.
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. And I'm surprised the Chosen, they're really playing this one really sweaty, right? Just kind of holding down that position down there just north of farm. So 100 Troubles, they got a 3-1 split. Not sure why Sesh is not with the squad, but I'm bringing that up because Pro Era are also up in the north. And we all know Pro Era have just been grinding here today, currently in 6th place overall. Next zone goes up too. Horrible zone for 100 Troubles in their pursuit to qualify here. Look who's ahead of them. They're driving right towards Vamp too. Vamp currently in 3rd place overall. Vamp could take this fight and it wouldn't even matter if they lose.
Wouldn't even matter, and yeah, beautifully pointed out by you. 100 Troubles, they have a really risky pass to go in the front, and the way they're rotating, they're just kind of like hugging the blue zone and trying to go for the narrower end of the zone as well. So interesting rotation coming through. Hopefully their rotation is not being cut off by any of their teams. Vamp is in the front, so that's going to be a little problem for them. Mayo was spotted in the back with the smoke being used, and look at this VALIC. He wants that KP, and he wants to go for it, but I still feel like VALIC instead should try and stick with the team. Just because VALIC stopped now, you do see 100 Troubles trying to capitalize on this, trying to improvise. Mayo spotted out in the open. Oh no, the position he's found himself in is not really comfortable. He lobs in a nade onto himself, and what?
Another one. Mayo?
He doesn't want to give the KP. He doesn't want to give the KP. That has to be the only reason. I'm pretty sure he knew he was lobbing in the nade.
Well, yeah, he used 2.
So yeah, he just didn't want to give the KP. That's a clear intention. Just doesn't want to let any KP slide away. And talk about spoiling some team's game, and talk about just rubbing salt on wounds. That can be. That
could be the deciding factor. Yeah, at the end of the day, if 100 Troubles don't qualify by 1 point, That was the 1 point from Mayo. So let's see the 100 troubles. They need to take out the trio from Vamp right ahead of them. There's one.
Oh my God,
There's
aggression.
one. So we're up to 5 elim points. We got Range and Benny in the back lines over there from Vamp. If they take them out, that's even more KP points. Exactly what they needed. But look who else is over here. Lotus. Where'd they come from? Where did Lotus come from?
Lotus making things worse for Vamp, and oh no, Benny left in the front. He needs to worry about 100 troubles in the Wancho looking to steal the kill away. Was he able to successfully steal the kill away? That's what I know. That's what I know. There you go. Vamp now out in the open. Dude. They will take a lot of bullets and 100 trouble. They're just steamrolling it through. They're able to rack up so many limb points, and they're also able to sweep their way inside the zone.
Are 100 troubles qualifying? Are they actually qualifying today?
They are. 7 limb points.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. F7's still alive, okay?
Ogilvy's alive too.
F7 is still alive. Yeah. Ogilvy as well.
The hit
LeveLx.
list.
Yeah, all the teams around them still alive. But 100 troubles, they had a sub change. They changed up the roster here on the last day, and they went from 14th position to possibly qualifying. Let that sit in. Let that sit in. Yeah. It's not done yet, but they already have 6 KP points. No, 7 KP points this game.
But still, the amount of hate Hitlist is getting, honestly, he doesn't deserve that. He was trying his best to match up with his teammates, but yeah, still the roster change coming through at 100 trouble, just kind of like a night and day difference as well. But yeah, next circle shifts out in the open. Yeah, next one goes to them, pretty much out in the open. HQA in the center. Vamp Rage is the only man left alive for Vamp.
Now, will the Hitlist decide to wrap around that west side? That's the question that I'm looking at, because the Hitlist also a huge game for them. Yes, they are in top 8. They're currently in 7th position with 108 total points, but right behind them, F7. So those two teams, that's 7th and 8th place. Those two teams are awfully close to possibly fighting with each other.
Possibly fighting indeed. Taco. 1 taco now out the equation. Left with only 2 tacos to work with. Actually, scratch that. Only 1 tacos now left to be eaten. Ogilvy lost out on Echo. So
what's going on?
Clearly, yeah. Look at this. Stefano Taco. Is he trying to kill himself? What's going on?
No, Taco. Is that the last taco? It is the last taco.
Yeah.
Oh no, not like this.
Interesting. Lobs in the nade. It's cooked pretty well as well, but a little too overshoot coming through, and he just gets spammed through by a lot of people from inside Ogilvy. All 3 men just decide to go inside the little shack. Little Taco suffocating to death. 12 teams alive, 34 players in total. Pretty much a late game situation now. And still, the story is left to unfold as the overall rankings will be shown after this game to find out which of the 2 teams that are made in the top 8. Hitlist still alive, so... And 100 troubles, they're just able to rack up those kills. Look at this, now they're out for blood on HQA. They're able to confirm these elims. HTV as well finding some kills onto Lotus, so another man falls down, and now Boom also will confirm the elim instantly. Trey, lob it in the nade. This nade can be instrumental. Yeah, it can be an instrumental nade. It's quite close, though. I think so. It might just find the mark.
Look at LeveLx too. I know we kind of have not been mentioning them too much here, but LeveLx are in 10th place with 87 points. So LeveLx looking to breach this zone. They need to win the fight against the Chosen, though, if they even want that chance. Looks like they'll be using this little ridge to work with. And Trey with the lean peek from Lotus connected onto 1. But then from behind, here comes Boom popping up. And then immediately traded on an F7 Necro. That's a big one. F7 Esports were the team in 8th place with 105 points. That is going to open up this game to 100 troubles. That opens up the spot possibly.
Yeah, that opens up the spot. Look at this nade. Quite close. It's going to connect. It is going to connect.
Ooh, LeveLx
but it
done.
Doesn't matter. Yeah,
dude, it's only 100 troubles. It's only 100 troubles in Ogilvy. The only 2 teams right now to pay attention to.
Hitlist has the pressure to try and hold on to their spots. So again, if Hitlist are able to get a really good game in here, So Hitlist will have the spot. That means only another one more spot will be contestable. And who will be able to get that spot? Let's just find out. Because 100 Troubles with 12 limb points, Dave. This is a flashback of the first Erangel game that we saw today.
6 teams to go. 6 more teams to go. Top 8 qualify. They advance to PMPL. 100 Troubles have been giving it. They're all here today to qualify. 12 elim points as of right now. F7 Esports, the team that they needed to die early, to die in that mid game, they're gone. 100 Troubles could definitely qualify here right now. Ogilvy, same could be said for them. Ogilvy currently in 12th place overall. Only 3 elim points, down to just a trio, but we are in a top 6 situation.
Top 6 situation indeed. And now 100 Troubles. Look at Team Chosen being in the front all by himself. Landland, the solo survivor, will definitely feel the pressure. But again, we already know they've qualified. They're all the way on the top. And again, Ogilvy, Chosen taken down quite low. Yep, the final man of Chosen will be put down 6 feet under. K19 still alive in the game with the only man alive. Nothing really, I'm not really expecting quite a lot, but again, 100 Troubles, they're going to have a huge game over here if they are able to win this. But finally, one man from 100 Trouble falls apart, so that's not a good news for them. That's just going to decrease the odds of them actually winning the game too. Nade quite close, but the Hitlist found themselves in luck that it didn't really find any connection. Talk about connections though. Cess finally finds another connection through. 2 players just like that from the Hitlist fall down. 100 Troubles, they're just causing so much trouble for the Hitlist.
So the Hitlist, they are in 7th position overall right now. 108 points coming into this game. They have only 2 elim points. So it's really the Hitlist trying to defend their top 8 spot against Ogilvy and 100 Troubles. I can almost confirm F7 got bumped out just with the performance right now that 100 Troubles are showing. Russell knocked out, but here comes the immediate smoke. Looks like they're going to attempt to get the pickup, and now locked in the crosshairs down there below. Ogilvy versus 100 Troubles, but 100 Troubles, 14 elim points. One more, and that's equivalent to a chicken dinner here, Necro. 100 Troubles are slaying this game, man.
They are. Indeed, they are slaying this game. Russell able to patch himself back up now. Was alive on a sliver of health. Now able to patch himself up. That'll mean quite a lot. Ogilvy in the front. Wancho cooking up a nade. And look at that. I mean, Ogilvy, 3 players alive in the game. Ogilvy do realize the depth of the situation, but the problem is they just don't really have as much as limb points compared to 100 Troubles. And 100 Troubles, I mean, they have clearly made their slot in the top 8. At this point, we might as well just declare it. 9 players alive in total. Ogilvy having a huge chance of winning this game. And then you just have 3 solo players from K19 HQA and the Hitlist.
Can't believe K19, too, still alive. Like this game, top 4 situation, 6 elim points. K19 showing up, and here comes the final battle here, ladies and gentlemen. Pro League North America Qualifiers, down to just 3 teams here, Necro.
Just 3 teams. 100 Troubles now. Looking to spread out a little bit. Russell also getting himself a fresh level 3 gear with a ghillie suit to work with. Oh, he can be a real good snake now with also the gun skill that he's got himself with. So Ogilvy, if Ogilvy are even able to get to top 2 and able to get at least a couple of kills onto 100 Troubles, or at least like 2 frags, that'll mean quite a lot for them. And I think so that'll have a huge chance for them to also secure their slot in the top 8.
The thing is that Chat G is still alive, right? And now being pressured in the tower, really low, pushed now into the smoke. So with Chat G still alive, representing for the Hitlist is one of those teams that Ogilvy are trying to bump out, right? So the Hitlist, they need to die right now, and Ogilvy need to possibly get that chicken dinner to breach that top 8. So it is going to be close. It is going to be close.
Oh, indeed. Too close for comfort. 100 troubles, they will get the res back up on Russell. So Russell, without a problem, he'll be able to get himself back up on his feet. Ogilvy, still 3 players alive in the game. Smoke grenades to block off enemy vision. And Ogilvy now just crawling through, just spreading themselves apart from each other. Look at that. Nate's coming through from their side. Ogilvy, it's just a complete stalemate. And 100 thieves, or 100 troubles, my bad. I mean, pretty much, yeah, they have stolen a lot of kills away, so you might as well just call them 100 thieves at that point. And Ogilvy with only 5 kills in their hands. So here we go. This is the buggy strat. The distraction comes through. Player pops out, taking a lot of shots on himself. Player taken down quite low. Jason again looking to inflict a little bit of pain. If he gets spotted, he will get ran over. Pretty close. Almost got ran over by Guancho. But again, they're also taken. So trades are happening back and forth on both sides. Ogilvy as well, shorted 2 men. And well, within a blink of an eye, we're here with some overall here. And 100 troubles, they're going to be winning that previous game. But guess what? Who are the winners of the PMPL qualifiers? It's going to be the Chosen, right on the #1 spot in the overall ranking, Dave.
Yes, exactly. Congrats to the Chosen, #1 PMPL qualifier winners. This team, they started strong. Game #1, straight out the gates, they started popping off here. Necro, they got a total of 3 winner chicken dinners. Before this game, they had around 90 elim points, around 80 placement points. So talk about consistency. And I mentioned it a couple times here. They had 3 players in the top 5 out of the entirety of the lobby for just most damage done, most elim points. So this one team in particular, well deserved. They did a phenomenal job here. I'm looking forward to the Chosen competing in PMPL. They are definitely going to be a real contender to these veterans who have played PMPL last season. So shout out to them. But ladies and gentlemen, 100 troubles, chicken dinner, a ton of elim points that game.
Yeah.
100 troubles, they were in 9th place. Let's check out that match ranking. We're going to keep the suspense going here. Let's see exactly how many points these teams got, because
32 freaking points. Oh my God, that's huge. They're
so what about
up.
Ogilvy though? That's my question. Like, okay, you have to assume 100 troubles made it, but did Ogilvy breach in? And if they did, who'd they bump out?
Hitlist too, man. Oh my God, it's really tough to say. Yeah, it's gonna be too close, man. One of these teams haven't really made it. Hitlist was as well really close. 100 troubles have clearly made it. It's either Hitlist or Ogilvy not really making it. Any one of these teams, I just can't really wait. But let's take a look at the second page as well of the match rankings, and let's find out that which of the teams they really need to pay respect to. Lotus, HTV have already made it. LeveLx out the game now. Katalysts. Overall, all the teams that are right underneath over here. Pro Era, they gave it a real good fight, but in the end, unfortunately, weren't really able to perform in the final game, and that's will be the reason that they will not be able to make it to PMPL.
Am I mistaken, or did 100 troubles get 2 chickens today? I know today's been a long day.
They did.
I think
with
they get
insane
2
points.
chickens. 2 chickens. Not only did they get the chicken, but each chicken they had at least 15 elims, right? So that's equivalent. So pretty much 100 troubles pretty much won 4 chickens today.
Oh.
This one team pretty much won 4 chickens worth of points, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the drum roll. Let's turn it up. Remember, top 8 make it. Top 8 make it. Who is it?
Who is it? Oh, Pro Era made it. 100 troubles all the way on the 4th place. Oh, this is interesting. This is really nice.
Ogilvy. No Ogilvy.
Yep. No Ogilvy.
How close were they?
It was really close. Yep. I want to take a look at the second page. Just flip the page. Please flip the page. We found out one of the top 8 teams. 111 points for Pro Era, barely making it on the edge. And now F7 did not make it by 1 point. Oh my God. Ogilvy by. Oh, dude. Ogilvy still had a heavy climbing, but F7, yeah, consistency not really rolling through, and that's why they had to pay the price for it. And these are clear consequences that F7 faced. And yep, just 1 point. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna keep kicking themselves at this point. They might as well just smash their devices after they see these overall rankings.
quick update on the top 5 players. So after today's performance, Russell from 100 Troubles was able to breach into that number 1 or that number 5 spot, that is, with 26 total elims,
Hmm.
4,300 damage. And Lotus Esports Salt still at the top, 35 elim points, right beneath them from the Chosen God G with 32. Right beneath him is their teammate God Fan with 31. And then in 4th place is Vamp's Mayo with 28. So those are the top 5 kill leaders, damage dealers of the lobby.
Yeah.
Congrats to all 8 teams. Hats off to 100 Troubles. My goodness,
Hats off, man. Yeah.
equivalent to 4
Just keeping it
chickens
hidden.
in one day, slaying it. And those bottom 8 teams who did not qualify did a great job. Round of applause to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys continue to compete, continue to grind, and make your dreams come true. But congrats to those teams, those top 8 who advanced to PMPL. Congrats. Looking forward to watching you compete. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. 3 days done. 15 games done. Make sure right now you cheer in the chat. Show support to your favorite players and teams. Until next time, Necro, Mustache Dave, we're going to be checking out. Keep playing PUBG Mobile. We'll see you next time.